All I ever wanted was you, but you left me alone inside these empty, broken walls. And I can't see it clearly, but it's obvious. I know that you left me alone inside this empty, broken hall. And now you'll be the reason why my soul is tainted. Somebody help me, 'cause I'm feeling trapped and I don't know what to do. There's no one to save me from this hurt I feel deep within my bones. Did you ever think of me and see the things I did? Sold my soul and everything I was to the lowest bid. Crawled into your poison dome, yet every single time you got into my mind, you got into my mind. But all I ever wanted was you, but you left me alone inside these empty, broken walls. And I can't see it clearly, but it's obvious. I know that you left me alone inside this empty, broken hall. And now you'll be the reason why my soul is tainted.
Suicidal Slaw celebrates 23 months of membership.
I need to stop the aching in my head. My heart is breaking. Yeah, I'm tired of being stuck in the past. Did you ever think of me and see the things I did? Sold my soul and everything I was to the lowest bid. Crawled into your poison dome, yet every single time you got into my mind, you got into my mind. But all I ever wanted was you, but you left me alone inside these empty, broken walls. And I can't see it clearly, but it's obvious. I know that you left me alone inside this empty, broken hall. And now you'll be the reason why my soul is tainted. The reason why my soul is tainted. You're the reason why my soul is tainted. You're the reason why my soul is tainted. You're the reason why my soul is tainted.
May the truth be told, I was down bad, now I got it on go. Finna count my dough till my thumb got slit. Put my neck on glitz, put my name on the list. Finna shine on the bitch, I'm from the bay, been player one, way too clean. I was born this way, this my DNA. I was EBT, now the bread on the way was the ETA. I done took my payment, it sound too clean. I'm a trail ass nigga, never thought I can't. Got $1 on me, what is life but a dream? I've been living my faith, nigga turn me up. I ain't even hit 10, bro, this shit like wait, let them feel my bass. Finna test your jaw like my last name Davis. Heard your slap, but it sound outdated. What do you rate it? I got a 10 in the backseat, peeling off clothes. I'm 5 from the crib, and she putting on a show. Tell 'em eat my dust when the green light show. I'ma peel it off, niggas don't want this smoke. Little nigga, y'all want this smoke. I'ma spark that shit, I've been feeling on edge. I'ma burn that down to the ashes cold.
More fire, more fire, more fire, more fire. Spark that shit, I've been feeling on edge. I'ma burn that down to the ash get cold. More fire, more fire, more fire, more fire.
Spark this shit, don't fear no death. I'ma burn that down to the ashes cold.
More fire, more fire, more fire, more fire, more fire. I'm mine, I'm on fire, I'm mine. I'm on fire, more fire, I'm on fire, I'm on fire, more fire, more fire, more fire. I'm mine. I jump to count my blessing. Yeah, I ball out so hard, got 'em thinking I'm mad with the shit. Yeah, look at me manifesting. I'm in love with the bread and look at the spread. I'm thinking I'm blueberry central. Sign on the dotted circle the amount. Hella O's like I went running routes. I wanted this since I jumped off of the porch. I've been in free since I lived on River's couch. Gold frames on me leading the charge. My eyes is open, I can see it to Mars. I'm Steve with the Max serving up genius bars. Reach for the ceiling, nigga. I'm the same little nigga with a got to smile. I never backtrack. I'm a long way from home with the block too hot. I ain't touching on road, break ground when I grow. I was kissed by a rose. Niggas wouldn't go a mile if they lace my souls. I could walk on air like I'm stepping on stone. I'ma spark this shit, don't fear no death. I'ma burn that down to the ashes cold. More fire, more fire, more fire, more fire, more fire. fire, I'm on fire, I'm on fire, more fire, more fire, more fire. I'm lying, I'm on fire, more fire, more fire, more fire, more fire. I'm lying, more fire, I'm lying, more fire, more fire. More fire, more fire, more fire. I'm lying.
Boy, oh boy, chat. Oh boy. Okay, man. All right. It has been an insane last 48 hours for me. I'm not even gonna lie. That thumbnail is not a joke, and we will get to that. Falgi's involved. That's why he's here. I'll unmute him in a second. But yeah. Yeah, I just let me just be clear. My position on this drama has changed. In my original coverage, and this is the problem with covering a story where everybody lies, is like when I initially covered this, I went under, and by the way, this is over the course of 5 months, right? I went into this under the predisposition that Cameron was an idiot. And now, given everything that's happened, the guy is just a malicious actor, right? I reported everything on him under the pretense of him being
You
dumb.
legitimately love
right?
Futanari. Cringe.
Let me just mute the donos for a second because I want to get this out there, right? And I reported on it as him being like this dumb idiot. But given the recent context of events now, that characterization of which I gave to Cameron has not only been used to his personal advantage, he is using it to try and skirt past addressing things that should be addressed. I didn't give the women in this the same charitability I gave to Cameron. There's still things that I feel like, the people are mentally unwell. Jelly seems to have a lot of hangups and problems. I still do think Crexa has a lot of problems, and we'll go over a lot of her stuff in detail as I have it up, and I was planning on going over it. But if it's going to be relitigated, I want to be the one to do it. And, I was kind of wavering at first, and I was just going to relitigate the Crexa stuff. But something happened over the last 4 or 5 hours that changed this significantly. And not only do I have zero charitability for Cameron anymore, he is malicious and looking to try and ruin my career. So we'll go over how Cameron is involved in this sane gay op and how he's associated with a feeder pedophile. So there's that. This is the return of the greats. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out there and apologize for how I covered that. It wasn't appropriate to the information at hand. But if some of you are unfamiliar with this, I think this is going to be good. We'll give you a whole rundown. All right. Hello, Falgi.
Hi, bud. Today has been maybe one of those days that I have chat, the last 5 to 6 hours has been maybe the most insane thing that has ever happened. This is I'm gonna say this off the bat, and I'm gonna be very honest when I say this. The ops are the best fucking research team on the goddamn internet, and if you say fucking otherwise, I will literally fight you.
Yeah, which as we explore this gay op and the timeline of it, again, I wouldn't have been able to do that without them. I just want to, I know Falgi's the one that comes on, but there's like a whole little group of people who put in a lot of work in their free time to help me, and I appreciate it greatly. And again, with like everything that has gone on, I've talked with them a lot, and they've kept me sane, but also been so great in helping. So I just want to give that to them, all of them.
Yeah, It's everybody on the team, even to those who don't necessarily like do the research side, has been extremely helpful in this. There's been live like video editing during this process that we'll get to. There's been information gathering. There's just been people who keep my fucking head off a swivel because there was a point where I almost just TOS to everybody. And we will get there. There are some returning characters. We will talk about them. Diesel, what if I told you a story?
Do
What
tell.
if I told you the story that Cameron F305 is a malicious actor? Clearly, if you're watching Dicker's stream right now, he is talking with Jelly, aka Anne,
Yes.
the minor of the story, while also actively discussing the potential assault that she suffered at the hands of Cameron, as well as reviewing his live editing of audio clips. Because, again, he lies. Mama Akko, thank you so much. I don't feel comfortable covering this. I heard Jelly was talking. Let's see, I can't hear them, so I feel like I'm
Yeah,
lying.
yeah, I know, I know. I'm sorry. I apologize for not playing those to you. I need to stream my desktop, but I'll read it out to you. My lawyer friend summed it up well, and I concur. I don't feel comfortable covering this. I heard Jelly was talking, but I'm just washing my hands. I will clarify my timeline if needed, but otherwise, and then, yeah, I mean, I can't even fault you for that. I totally get it. You know, it is. I heard you made false CPS reports. No, they were real.
So, and it's really important to know that, like Diesel said, he made a mea culpa in the beginning of this stream. The biggest reason being is Cameron thinks he's the child of commentary, and only Aiden can have that title. So
Only Aiden projects. I was there when the blunt was handed. when Aiden Underground was born, it opened up his third eye.
So,
yeah.
well, yeah, you want to?
Let's just get into the fucking timeline, okay?
So for reference, early today, we became myself and my team became aware of a throwaway Twitter account while investigating someone constantly spamming Jelly's Blue Sky posts, constantly spamming the consistent and constant the honeypot outline. Every post, if you click it, Dickers, you're probably watching, and people like that. If you go to Jelly's Blue Sky post, you can see a throwaway account, and every reply is the honeypot flyer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that account has now deleted specific tweets. However, we have those tweets, as well as an archive of them. But, you know, Diesel.
I would love to pull up the post.
Go for it.
Yeah. Okay, so here they are on Ghost Archive, right? There's man, I fired my mod and lead investigator and manipulated my friends into hating her. Surely it won't come to bite me in the ass because of these emails. This is a pretty recent thing on the timeline, so we do need to go back. But this was the spark that led us down. Hold on, I'm still listed as a fruit. But this was the spark that led us down a little bit of a rabbit hole today, right? So, you know, we see this, and it leads. And by the way, it links the stream and also Beckett's stream that covers the call, okay? Now, this all starts a long time ago, right? When these emails are exchanged. And I'll pull up the emails again in a second. But on October 4th, 2024, a person named Connor... October
It's the
24th? The 24th. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So October 24th, 2024, a person named Connor and Nani corresponded via email about her falling out with us. Right? I'll read these emails for us to understand the context here. Right? Looks like I'm going to need to pull them up.
If this doesn't work, yeah.
Okay, you want to forward those to me?
Give me 25 seconds. Hold up.
Hold on, I might actually beat you to it.
You probably will.
Yep.
I have so many things open on my fucking right now. Where is it? Come on.
Yeah, there's so much. We literally just pulled this together. So we were like hauling ass to be like, okay, well, we're gonna do this tonight.
I might have saved it on my phone. Give me a second. Oh, I can't even see these. 1, 2, 3, sent.
All right, thank you. These are in order. Oh, I already had them up. Oh my god.
Yes. It's okay.
All right. So, all right. Hi, I just saw your message. Email has been flooded. Please keep this private. TLDR, I got gay opt. And, you know, I wasn't making this public. I'm still not making this public. They don't want to be involved in this. But it is what it is, and it was released publicly. So I'm just not even going to redact it. TLDR, I got gay opt. Me and Atozi's manager had a disagreement about payment when I was having a medical episode which affected my rationale. This is called a hemiplegic migraine. It's literally a stroke without the ischemia or hemorrhage. Confusion starts in the prodrome and gets worse. The actual migraine, that is a hangover as it heats. Okay, so just to be clear, Nani was let go for some incredible
Never trust
lies
someone who samples the
to
honeypot.
me. And when I looked into it, because she had asked me to like have a conversation to try and save her position with this YouTuber. I looked at the information, and it was basically like, and these are private correspondence with the behind the scenes staff of this YouTuber. But basically she wasn't following through on work, or like was double dipping on work. And Nani would provide a lot of legal documents for us, right? And a lot of that was on the bankroll of this YouTuber, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And okay, it was October 5th. Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah, and just for reference, I have the undoctored version of this. Well, it's doctored to hide emails, but if Diesel, you pull it up on screen, this shows the date. So everyone knows this email was sent on October 5th. This is in response to an email. So I know the date is hidden on the screenshot that I'm presenting. This is here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this email was sent to an individual named Connor. Okay. And it was a private email correspondence. Right. So a individual by the name of Connor and Nani corresponded via email about the falling out. Now, Nani has her version of the falling out. I'm sorry, but it is just not a correct telling of events. I don't want to do the drama YouTuber thing of referencing other drama, but like, you've seen the thing where like it's a lady who's like, or not even just a lady, but somebody who's just like, I am disabled and I cannot work and I am new in town and blah, 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 blah. Right? And, oh yes, that one as well. Okay, so this email says, "Hey Nani, it's Connor again. Unfortunately, I had to nuke my Discord account due to some BS that happened to me, and I don't want to be in Discord anymore. If you have any questions, you can reach out to my friend, Lunarine. Thank you." So, you guys might be wondering who the fuck Lunarine is, okay? We will get there. Just stick with me for a second, right? Lunarine is mentioned. okay, as an alternative outside contact to Connor. All right? That was in 2024. 2025 rolls around, okay? I have a call with Cameron. That's my first call. 5/6/2025, the content cop drops. 5/9, a second Cameron call happens, okay? The day after my call with Cameron, another account is created. And this will explain to you who Lunarine is, okay? That account, as funny as the name is called Gus Fring, okay? This Gus Fring Discord account is created, and we believe that this is another sock account of an individual by the name of Scarlet Reaper, or a known associate of his, of which he does have. The account, this Gus Fring account, mentions how his other friend is dead by my hand, of which Scarlet Reaper said he killed himself after I covered him on my streams. Okay? Now, Lunarine is mentioned as the alternative contact to Nani. Okay? And Lunarine is Scarlet Reaper, who we've been keeping tabs on for the last few months. Lunarine is a VTuber, but this is how we know it's Scarlet.
Sweet.
And then he'll put on the voice changer.
Now,
You hear that?
I have to use it for a fucking reason.
Diesel, can you play that for me one more time so I could hear his entire voice again?
Sweet.
So, yes, that is Scarlet Reaper, okay?
Diesel, who is Scarlet Reaper?
Okay, so that's a really great question, Valji. Okay. All right.
God, everyone reacting to this is gonna hate us.
So, to plug a video that was done, British Runner did a video. It is 2 hours long about this guy, Scarlet Reaper. And his lore is very interesting, right? To give you a TLDR, Scarlet believes that minors can predate on adults. And Scarlet Reaper admitted himself that he is a victim of such a predacious minor. And when questioned on this, he explains that he was raped by a minor in VR chat. Okay?
And it's important to note, he has coined the term reverse predators, which this is a weird side tangent. Weirdly enough, if people remember the Mr. T. Lexify drama, Mr. T. Lexify sources Scarlet Reaper. It's really fucking confusing. And we confront him, and we make fun of him. But it all culminates into a weird moment where Scarlet Reaper, and the chat knows this, called Diesel a groomer because he thought 07 in chat meant everybody in chat was born in 2007. Diesel, you have that debate. Can we just hear a side-by-side comparison?
I do have that debate, so let me pull it up.
Yes, Hellbent, I did mention this during that time. Ironically, it's strange.
What do you mean? I called it a sexual type of groomer. Have you forgotten? Oh wait, actually no. You were halfway watching.
No, I just said you called me a groomer.
But...
I watched the video last night, but you did call me a groomer.
Okay. Here's your definition of groomer right here. Now we're not.
If you have not seen this debate, I recommend it. It is a good time. I dog walk him.
Oh, it's hilarious.
It is as bad as you would think. So he got so incredibly owned that many people in his life disowned him. His own friends, because he was streaming as well, he goes back to his own friends, and they were like, "You shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have done that," and they own him. Shortly after that, he tweets that he killed himself.
But you have to remember, he does ARG murder-suicide. He He did fucking ARG. I killed myself.
Yeah, so there's old videos where Scarlet hunted minor predators. And again, that's all covered in British Runner's video. But that is who Scarlet Reaper is. And yes, Scarlet Reaper is now a VTuber. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so that is the alternative contact that Nani was given. And I can pull up the car.co of our lovely Scarlet in a second. Hold on. He used to have a OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm. And it's to be noted, there's a couple different reasons why we know this is Scarlet Reaper aside from his voice. The Lunarine account, if Diesel clicks on it and it links back to his YouTube page, his Twitter. My bad.
Oh, his Twitter. Okay.
Yeah, I'm stupid. If Diesel clicks on the Twitter, this is a locked account. Interestingly enough, some of us on this team are blocked from this account, myself included, as well as some of our researchers.
As well as me.
we are pre-blocked from this account. This account that has always been locked.
There's a lot of very circumstantial stuff that also denotes that it's Scarlet. Scarlet is very into racing, so is this person, yada yada. But I think the voice changer thing is more than enough for you all to understand that this VTuber is Scarlet Reaper, who rebranded after dying and being born again. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Now, Diesel, why does this tie into Cameron?
Well, that's a very great question, Falchi, and I am happy to oblige you with an answer. So, this Gus Fring account, that again, we believe to be either Scarlet Reaper or a known associate of his, and we have their message correspondence, which I do believe one of you just sent to me.
It is that zip file is everything that you will need.
Okay, all right. I will
it's
download that
order.
right now.
I will send you their specific message correspondence. But yeah, chat, when I tell you this is maybe the stupidest thing I've ever had to deal with, I cannot explain to you guys how fucking obnoxious this was to search down. I sent it to you via.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's it's the one that's in the folder, right?
Yep. It's in the folder. I sent it to you via DMs.
Yeah,
like and subscribe,
okay. I just wanted to make sure that it was that one. Yeah. All right. So, Gus Fring, I told your mod about some of the info they might want to hear, but I'll forward you the message the Gus Fring account says. The Gus Fring account then sends these emails about Nani to Cameron. Okay? These emails were sent to me, Connor, from Nani. Nani was a girl that was riddled with medical conditions to living hell. Damn good investigator. She was not that good. But Diesel fired her. If you ever saw Cope and Seethe and those guys make a video on Nani, then you know what happened. Nani, as in his investigator.
So I want to just go up for a second. If you go up just for a second, this takes place on 5/16/25. The first message is sent at 7:04 EST. Cameron's response at 7:06 EST. And if you look right there, the top message is telling the mod that Diesel fired his editor. Yeah, it's very hard to see, but it's essentially Diesel said, like, it's saying
So
Diesel fired his editor. I can't believe he did that.
There's a screenshotted message here that I think is important to read out. Diesel made a video about one person that exposed the whole Mr. T Lexify situation to pass, which led to that person to commit suicide after as well. He leaked DMs from that person's former love interest. He also happened to fire one of his former investigators who was named Nani. Okay.
And it's important to note something, and I do want to say this. I don't have them on hand, but I will say they're there. There are multiple times since Diesel's video drop, and I notice a PWZR11 whatever. I see you all the time. They keep referencing that Diesel forced someone to kill themselves.
Yeah.
It is Cameron's defenders constantly saying Diesel did this. You guys don't know how bad he is.
Yes, I didn't even realize that there was a prior stream where they mention, or somebody mentions how I like destroyed 3 people's lives, and then the third one is left like serendipitously empty. That third one is Scarlet, because they are still purporting that I killed him. For a dead man, he speaks a lot. Right, so this individual reaches out to Cameron, okay, at 7:04 p.m. EST with the Nani emails. At 7:14 p.m. EST, Cameron reaches out to Nani unprompted, following up on this lead from Gus Fring, putting Nani and Cameron into contact with each other. Okay? So I have the message correspondence between Gus Fring. I can't believe I'm just saying Gus Fring. All I think of is the fucking chicken guy, dude.
Yeah. So you have that one that happens, and then so at 7:04, 7:06, Cameron responds. Now, we only have those messages, and I will explain to you why. When this came to our attention, Nani reached out to us because I told her straight the fuck up. You look like you're colluding. What the fuck is going on? Nani knows I'm doing this. She is asked to be left out as much as possible. I will try to do that the best I can. Unfortunately, Nani fucked around and found out.
Mm-hmm.
This was an attempt at collusion, whether she likes to admit it or not. But I do want to say this, and I want to make it very clear. She offered all of these screenshots while under duress, still offered everything, and that is the grace I want to give her. When asked, though I had to probe and essentially tell her this shit's going to happen, she obliged. The reason I say that, and it's very important to do so, Cameron messages Nani at 7:14 EST on the 16th with full knowledge, and now Nani has changed her Discord name. You will see that change. With full knowledge and understanding of who she is, and he is playing Boo Boo the Fool on it. I have it up if you can't find it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm like looking at it as a shitload here.
Yeah, there's a bunch of images. Let me go grab it.
Yeah, she's changed her name to Ahuva on
which is
on Discord.
It's a Jewish thing.
Yes, she's been getting more into her faith. It's something she's mentioned freely. So.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Under the assumption, yada yada, blah 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 blah. I had it before. Where did I put it? 26th. And they've been talking a lot, chat. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. They talk a lot, to the point where it's kind of insane. Afterwards, we'll kind of go through that. Why can't I no longer find you? Forward.
Yeah, there's a lot here of Cameron and Nani talking. I'm trying to find one where they just start.
This is it right here. I sent it to you. Twitter DMs. So again, I wanted to be very clear what Diesel's about to pull up. If you look, they talked 7/26. They talked in August, so July and August. I don't know why she did that. That's on her. Apparently, he messaged her twice. But if you look, May 16th, after Cameron is informed by the Gus Fring account, that information about her medical information, which is that's in that email, as well as the falling out with us, he immediately goes to her and starts probing for information.
Oh my god, man. Yeah, so he starts to probe for information, and let's see. Making
Oh,
sure
you're
that
doing well. Blah 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 blah.
yeah.
Uh,
So, are these that are forwarded in the thread? These are yeah? They're like kind of. I'll pull this up. I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah.
Hope you're doing well. Thanks, I appreciate it. You as well. Sup, dude? Everything going okay? Dude, this is a bad idea. Why? I understand. I see. I'll try to rap. Good idea. Thank you. So this is on 524.
What happened on 524? Who was he on stream with at 524?
I do believe he was 524 was with Aiden Project. I'm sorry, Aiden Underground.
Yes, yes. 524. She is unprompted messaging him saying, and this is her credit, she released these, even though fucking I'm on the wait. It's like, hey, what's going on? You really should stop talking to Aiden. You're screwing the pooch. This is someone who says, by her own admission, no, I don't want to be in commentary anymore. And she's actively getting gay opt while this is happening, and she's getting pushed for information. Again, Cameron already understands that Nani was fired. So this whole like, oh, Cameron didn't know that he would try to do. He absolutely knew, and so did his mod team.
So,
Oh, Diesel.
524:25. There was a call between Cameron and Nani. Now, Nani told you that this wasn't recorded, that she didn't record it?
He says she didn't record it. But
Okay.
we know that Cameron
Okay.
records every call.
Yeah.
And we'll get to a very special message about that. Now, I want to be very clear because Nani told me this, and I Cameron, I'm going to tell you right now, release that call, and it's not going to end well, because Nani proceeds to tell private information about non-online individuals in my life and other people's lives to Cameron to build rapport so he can have dirt on people. It is I'm being very honest with this. My personal life that I have kept private and off the internet is there. So Cameron has potentially doxable information on me for no reason.
What time zone was this? Just curious. Both Nani and Cameron are EST.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. They have this long conversation. All right. They're building rapport. Dude, she does the same thing with him, where it's like,
yep.
I'm sick. I'm sick. I'm sick. Da, da, da. All right, let's go to the 26th. All right, so there's a few things. The 26th is today, chat. Right? So today is when we circle back around to that Blue Sky and Twitter post, of which it was posted on both platforms simultaneously, right? Posting that email correspondence with this Connor individual, right? So Nani, based off of just preliminary what we've gathered, right, was unaware until like some third party told her, right? And that it was posted online without her consent, right? So it happened without her permission, right? She would contact the Gus Fring account and Cameron asking for it to be taken down. I do believe you have that message as well, where Cameron blames his former mod for the leak.
He does blame Renard, who we have been informed privately that has been let go. We were informed that Renard is Renard, the same person who argued with Diesel on Cameron's behalf, has been let go of the mod team. Now, something really interesting to note is Cameron weirdly is like, well, I didn't know about this, but you did, Because why did you contact Nani about this? Why did you contact her knowing this information off rip? And that's something that I find very curious and very interesting, that when push comes to shove, Cameron finds another mentally ill woman to blame over and over and over. I'm bringing it up right now. I'm looking for it.
Okay.
Because it's there. She has sent me so many things.
Renard woke up.
This right, okay. Copy image. This right here is not it, but this is the Gus Fringe account talking today, saying, "Hey, they killed my friend. My friend is dead." Here is Cameron saying that Renard, the former r/Osana mod, is the one running this account. Now, I want to bring attention to this for one specific reason. If you go to the throwaway account on Twitter, and Diesel, I'm going to send you the link.
Mm-hmm.
None of us are privy to the screenshot I am now about to show Diesel, because there's no way any of us could know it, because this is very clearly, in my opinion, as someone who works for somebody behind a mod wall specific screenshots from the R Osana Discord being shared somewhere. I know that's just assumption. Believe me, I understand. You can believe me or not. But the only way that this could ever have been talked about, because this is directly from R Osana's Discord, would be if mods were involved. Because like he just said, Renard is involved in that.
Oh boy.
And
Now, I want to make it clear, right? It's undetermined if Cameron knows who Scarlet Reaper is, because we don't have definitive proof, right? Obviously, Gus Fring. I'm sorry, that's so fucking stupid in this.
it's fucking insane.
Gus Fring mentions in their exchange the streams, right, that are related to Scarlet Reaper. They mention in detail, right? And in the post about Nani, he links the stream and all that, right? So this person is fully aware of the context of these situations and is deliberately, or either way, Cameron has taken advantage of the information provided to him, and that is very clear. And he had been talking with Nani, and they had been exchanging information to paint a disparaging picture of me, Falgi, and the rest of my team. Okay? Mm-hmm. When it is an incorrect picture, and she just needs to get help and get a job. That is really the reality of it. Let's see.
And there are more correspondence, more conversations. So at this point, Nani freaks out, goes to Cameron and to the Gus Fring account and says, "You need to take this down now. They're finding out it's me. You need to take it down now. You need to private it. They know it's me. They know it. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad." And it's just like, what is happening? And I want to, make something very clear when I say this. Cameron, I think, knows what he's doing with Nani. And I will tell you why. So when I confronted Nani, here's a fun fact for you. She was still talking to him as we were messaging him and saying, "I need to reveal all my cards. I can't do this anymore. I don't know. What could I do?" Now, this is a message from Nani. And this is Cameron messaging Nani about the account.
Like I said before, I don't even think I'll need to go after Diesel. I think it's gonna happen on its own soon here.
So again, Cameron is playing gay ops behind the scenes, doing everything that he can do possible to do whatever he wants with it. I know. And what are your feelings, Diesel? I know I presented a lot of information. You know.
Listen, Cameron is looking for a way to put my head on a spike. Okay? He is doing that. I originally thought of Cameron as a moron idiot who could not tie his shoes. Okay? But he is clearly a super malicious actor. Okay?
Mhm.
And trying to use the Nani connection, and maybe Nani is just too almost gullible, right? Because it's just too. Listen, Nani helped put together the original document and script on Cameron. Okay, it does not make any sense for her to run to him. All right, she knows exactly who he is. All right, so I'd want to say naive, but she's a fucking idiot.
Mhm.
But both of them knew
it's-
of each other's history. Both of them knew. Okay, Cameron had interactions with Nani prior, so they knew exactly who each other were.
Yeah. And I think what's really, really interesting is she knows exactly. Want to know why she knows exactly? Because Nani was the head researcher at the time. And because Nani was the head researcher at the time, she knows exactly how Karen is. And in a private conversation with me that I ream her over, I am not nice to her. I will be very honest. I'm not nice. I don't fucking care. Nani, if you feel some kind of way about it, I'm sorry. I'm glad you came forward, but I shouldn't have had to fucking pry it from you, and you try to make fucking demands. She says, "Oh, I just didn't know better. I forgot who Connor was." She didn't even know if this was truly a person that she knew, that she emailed. And then when emailing Cameron, a person that she knows has been malicious, she just couldn't stop when Discord messaging him, when he would press her for information. And this is this is how Cameron is behind the scenes. I know other people have gone over the audio edits that he's been attempting to do. I know a lot of other things, and it's just like very interesting that Cameron is hiding behind other people when he's playing gay ops behind the scenes, which reportedly he never does. And he would never record calls. Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear how blatantly just malicious this guy is. Okay. Obviously it's appreciated that Nani ended up leaking this to us. But this guy was looking for an excuse to go after me, and either Scarlett just saw it as an opportunity, or it was just like an even more deliberate gay op. But the information that he was getting from Nani, make no mistakes about it, he would use that. There was no way that call is not recorded. It definitely is. Cameron has definitely recorded it, and Nani had posted personal and disparaging things in it that are not accurate to the situation at hand.
It's definitely an interesting time. There's probably going to be more information out there. There is a lot more information that we just didn't show because it would bog down the stream.
Yes.
Cameron, I'm going to tell you this right now. When you let go of mods and throw them under the bus, they start leaking shit. I'm going to be honest with you. You need to be very careful because you've just pissed off people that you used to trust. And I know you're watching this because you watch every fucking stream because you're a little faggot. And like, it's hilarious. I don't give a fuck. But brother, it's not looking good.
Oh boy. I don't know if Renard will leak anything, but it's very clear that he was going to use Renard's portrayal on my stream or other people's streams as a reason for why she was let go. And to say that she was like some mastermind behind this. All right. Cameron is actually Mama Maxing. Yeah, that's the broad strokes of this. Wanted to obviously get this information out in a short manner. All right. But yeah. That's that. Is there anything I may have missed, Falgy?
If there's other stuff that I get during the course of this stream, I will forward it to you. It is what it is, and that's all I will say to it. I'll leave you for now. I'll call you back if I find anything new.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Falgy. All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
Will Cameron be driving in Oregon? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Yeah. Yeah. All right. With that being said, I do want to go over the Crexa stuff specifically. But this guy's a fucking deliciously terrible piece of shit. Okay. Does anybody have any questions before I move on to the next part of it? Okay. Yes, as a funny aside, Scarlet Reaper he's got a BBW feeding fetish, and his former Discord kitten, okay, ended up leaking the feeding messages. So that's some of the lovely things about Scarlet. How old are these logs? How old are the ones that I'm showing now? This is today. That's today. Yeah. Yes. So, unironically, some of the most petulant piece of shit freaks have all aligned themselves together. All right. Listen, man, before this happened, I was joking. Wouldn't it be funny if everyone I've had beef with got together to try and take me down? And unironically, that is what was attempted here. Okay. I think it's absolutely outrageous. I'm looking for the you know what? I sent it to these guys. How did Scarlet fit into it? So how does Scarlet fit into it, or is he just a side note? So Scarlet could either be this Connor person under a pseudonym. I do believe, in my personal opinion, I believe that Gus Fring is Scarlet Reaper or a close associate of him. There has been a constant repeat saying that I killed him, and he is trying to shop it around to people who don't like me to present a story that I made this guy kill himself. Why did Cameron not scrub his socials and YouTube before posting to Content Cop? So he did do some of it, but not all of it. And he also didn't do a good job, which is how I've been able to pull up videos that he privated. I love how people break Discord community guidelines and then spite you for enforcing them. Happen to be awful people. I mean, this is quite literally the definition of a Discord Glupshido Olympics, right? So, and again, I just want to restate for the fucking last time, as this is going to be the last time I'm speaking about this, unless Cameron tries to fucking smear me with the Nani stuff, which I would gladly stand 10 toes down on, okay? All right? I'd stand 10 toes down on that, okay? But Jesus Christ. Diesel, I have something new. Which, by the way, over the course of this, I understand, like, you know, okay, I'll let you back in. Either way, as annoyed as I am with Nani, I appreciate her doing the right thing and actually saying, you're back. Oh, there you go.
All right. So chat, I'm going to, this is going to be the bombshell. Sorry. From a third party. I am not going to leak who the third party is, but from a third party source, I have received something that appears to be behind Cameron's mod wall.
Mm.
You can show it on screen. You will see a screenshot at the bottom that is very familiar. Yes,
that's
chat.
from the... Let me put it on
Someone
screen.
is leaking something.
Oh, that's the messages from r/Osana Discord.
Yes. Yes, it is. You can see that the throwaway account has sourced messages from at least, from what I can only assume. It cannot be definitive, and I have been shown proof that this is the mod wall, which I'm not leaking, by the way.
For my favorite starving Victorian child,
That
Leo
is the
Yand
set of
also
messages from the
Falgi.
r/Osana Discord that is used by the throwaway account. This guy's so fucking bad at gay opping. And ironically, you pissed everybody off. Yes, the throwaway account has a Blue Sky as well as allegedly an Instagram. This guy pissed everybody off that he's ever touched. I'm actually kind of gobsmacked.
Oh boy. All right, so this is behind the mod wall. Man, he's getting everybody. Everybody does not like him, not fans.
No. This is all I say is don't have disgruntled mods. That's all I will say.
I'm sure Renard will have a wonderful Google Docie.
I never said it was her.
Oh.
Goodbye.
Boy, okay. Let's get into it. Cameron creates his own worst enemies. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm so it's like, and I'll read through the donos in a second. Thank you for that, Slug.
Diesel has gooned to the moon. Food's a time for Diesel.
Okay. To be clear, right? I'm very annoyed and angry with how with all of this, right? I mean, it's multifaceted, right? I spent so long on that video. Like I always say, I spent 5 months on it, right? And honestly, it did really bad in my opinion. And one of the things I remember talking about with some other creators is like, oh, you know, nobody cares about this, and I did so much work, right? It's like, fuck. But now I'm upset for a completely different reason, is that I put in all this work, and some of that work was built on a lie because I was too charitable to him in my coverage, even though I wasn't really charitable it still could have been better. And there was no way for me to know, but I could have been better. And, you know, I did the work, and if it makes me feel like I got to the finish line, and then I tripped. And it's such a painful feeling because, you know, I had other YouTubers come to me and they're like, I literally had someone come to me and tell me it was my magnum opus, which is an entire, and by the way, never say that to an artist or anybody, ever. But I still feel like I could have done better. And I think in the future, I will be more critical of people. Even though I thought it was critical, I will be more critical. Because this piece of shit person, at such a young age, Cameron embodies everything that made me despise an individual like I'm Alex. Okay? And it's funny because I remember in calls with I'm Alex, he'd always turn on his camera. And it blew me away that Cameron did the exact same thing. Okay? And I hate him. I hate him. All right? I hate him. I'm so pissed. All right? Now, last night, which, by the way, I barely slept the last 2 days, okay? Last night, Aiden, I message Aiden, and I say, you and Queeman make a good point. I think Aiden presented it much better than Queeman. I don't necessarily vibe with how he explores things personally. But I think Aiden explained it very well, and Queeman to a lesser extent. Do you hate him more than or less than Jar? More. More than Too Mad. I despise Cameron. Okay? I told Aiden I'm gonna look at the Crexa stuff again. And I was skimming it last night. Right? And then I'm going over it, and I'm like, this motherfucker. This motherfucker. He poisoned the well so bad. And I slept on it. And I woke up today and all this happened. And I'm like, this piece of shit. Okay? So I think part of me might be looking at it with a bit of recency bias. And I'll walk you through my mentality on this Crexa stuff. But I used the Wayback Machine to pull out her drive with everything. But we'll just go through and read it, right? And again, and another thing with the whole thing, I keep telling people to please watch my 3-hour, 30-minute video. And I know it's a lot, but it's like one of the things where it's like I keep re-explaining myself. So this is it, right? Anyway, this was posted to r/Osana with the mods, right? And all of that. Hold on. Let me actually read the donos. You bring up... There you go. Enemies to lovers win. You plus Cameron. Never. I would eat his face like I was a hungry lion. Okay? All right. Let me read some of these. Slaw with the 5 gifted and being a big dog for 23 months. Slug says for $2, chat. You legitimately love Fudanari. Cringe. This is the only joke he knows, chat. Okay. Let's see. Let my favorite starving Victorian child speak. I'm guessing you're referring to Falgi. Man, this is the rerun is crazy. We're getting an old cast back for this season. Man, I know it's gonna get good or bad. Who knows? From a Meadow for the 5. My lawyer friend summed it up well, and I concur. I don't feel comfortable covering this. I heard Jelly was talking, but I'm just washing my hands. Mama Oko was very charitable, and I also think a lot of it comes from him not... I feel like nobody watched what I had to say, or nobody listened. So I think there's a lot of that there, but I appreciate the 10. Thank you very much. Never trust someone who samples the honey pot from Rocky. For 2, thank you. Shelly May with the new member. Already 1 month. Wowee, time flies. I'm sorry that you're here. I keep thinking I hear my name. Gosh damn, says Lunar for the 150. Shout out to the adult miners in the chat, Q says for the 2. Thank you, Q. You invoked VTuber. I'm interested again. JK, do you have a Discord? I mean, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna... My Discord's dead, okay? Let's not even beat around the bush there. Man, rest in peace, Scarlet. I still know he's still looking up at us. URR VR edition. Yeah, man, if you guys haven't heard the streams with Scarlet, it is one of my favorite times on stream. The guy's a fucking moron. All right. Surprised he's not actually dead. Let's see. Wasn't Scarlet part of the Hellcast Predator Hunting Discord? So Scarlet's old content was him chasing after minors that he felt were predators, which is obviously ridiculous. And then he would dox them in his videos. It's really funny if you talk to Scarlet, you can hear the cookies in the background because of where he is. Brother, giving our people a bad name. Yeah, he was trying to be a Birdman orbiter. He's a commentary COD guy. So we can destroy Cameron now. I mean, I think that's already happening, Slug says. Slug for the 2. If he doxes Falgi, I'm going to go back to my evil ways. Please don't do that.
Tusky celebrates
I don't
7 months
disavow.
of membership. I would tell a joke about paper, but it's terrible.
Thank you, Tusky. Is that Falgi's voice I hear? Says Leia for the 2. I love how people break Discord community guidelines and then despite you for enforcing them. Dude, it fucking... This drama is so fucking autistic. For my favorite starving Victorian child, Leia. Oh yeah, and also Falgi. Okay, I guess Leia's the Victorian child. It'd be crazy if we knew Scarlet had a history of the Smash community. Diesel is goon to the moon. Fuda time for Diesel, says Slug for the 2. Listen, man, there's a lot of Fuda out there. If you want to go look at it, go look at it. We're almost there, chat. We're almost there. Leia's his dog, Diesel. Yeah, I know. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Leia yet. Man, this off-brand Sinister 6 is crazy. It broke down before it even hit the road. Yeah, Scarlet tried to get into the wrestling community for a brief moment, and I reached out to some individuals who were being like harassed by him, and he immediately ran once I gave them the TLDR. Enemies to lovers, yeah. And yeah, that's everything. Anyway. Yeah. Diesel, take a vacation after this and read a book. Specifically the book you haven't opened yet. It's on my bookshelf and I haven't opened it. And you know that my ass can't, cat. Alright. Anyway, let's read the Crexa doc. I'll walk you through my timeline of thinking. Hey, my name is Crexa, singer/VA for Doruyasui, and I Will Shock You. I've been involved in Yandere Simulator since about 2019, and I've been staying off the internet for reasons due to reasons I'm finally ready to come out about. To be honest, I did hear your second video on it after my first interview because it was focused on the SA stuff. Not that he was a liar. I think I even saw that he struggled with the truth. Yeah, I think it was really frustrating, and I've repeated this on many a stream, where the main point of my video is that he's like kind of a sleazy little liar, which is my main point. And I knew the story would go to the essay and age gap stuff because that's just what commentary is, right? But I knew I didn't want to make that argument specifically. And I think that was a good decision for what it was. I think that given everything that's happened, that, again, I fucking hate this guy. Let's see. I want to make my public statement that I do not support Yandere Dev or Cameron F305. I do not give consent for my work to be in the game anymore, and I haven't given permission for the money Cameron has stolen from me for my song to work for my work on the song. As soon as I can, I'll be taking action and retrieving everything I've lost. Also, I'm not going to be very professional here. I'm just going to lay it all out. So I think this is important to note. By the time that I had saw this post was made on r/Osada, I had already been privy to a call that we'll see in Cameron's response video, where and I play this in my second video where I confront Allie. So the reason that all these extraneous characters are important, and they really are, is because this entire thing starts with that YouTuber Allie. The short and skinny of it is that Allie sets up a call between Crexa and Jelly, where Crexa is telling Jelly, if you gotta get this, get this. If you gotta do this, get this. That is coaching. That is coaching. That is what Crexa was doing. And it paints Crexa in a very bad light. Now, it is a clip, and given the current context of Cameron, maybe that is a clip, Chip, okay? But I don't think it is. I think Crexa was trying to girl boss and Allie was trying to make a good video. Yeah, I do feel that Crexa really wanted an own on Cameron, right? These allegations against Cameron had already surfaced and were already out. And then serendipitously, while Jelly's allegations have gone to the public, Crexa appears, okay, and says, I also had something happen. It is an opportunistic time that Crexa enters the story, okay? And that's my train of thought at the time, okay? And at that time, right, Cameron was in my ear being like, listen, I had this thing, it's going to come out, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, I'll pay attention to it, whatever, right? And another thing that post hoc, after this was out, there was a GoFundMe. I've mentioned a GoFundMe. Renard was the other member that would have been the recipient of this GoFundMe. So the GoFundMe money is going to go to Crexa and then be split between Crexa and Renard. Crexa ran off with the money, okay? How big is this doc, and are you going to read it all? It is like 8 pages. I will read it all. Yeah, I'm not particularly charitable to Renard. You know, she is being thrown under the bus. Given recent events, she makes a fall guy, okay? Let's see. I'm going to let it all out. Seeing the speculation about Cameron has been making me sick. I need everyone to know that Cameron is a predator, narcissist. He seems normal at all times because he's great at manipulation and portraying a very normal-looking image of himself at times. But you need to trust your gut when you see him slip up and make dumb mistakes in his lies. He's a predator inside and out. So the predation stuff is related to Jelly specifically, a lot of this, right? Crexa is a grown adult. And it is things like that that also, the language made me uncharitable too. Stuff like he was a predator. He was John Diddy, inventor of the Diddy oil, right? It was fucking sus. Cameron and I were very good friends and a bit more over the internet for about 1.5 years after we collaborated for I Will Shock You. I know he's going to make weird lies up about me to try and make everyone think I'm crazy when I expose this. So the honest truth is that when we were online, I was into him as his persona he plays online. But once we met in person, everything changed, and I played the role I felt I needed to play. I trusted him a ton because he played this very convincing role of being my best friend and caring deeply about me. I had no idea all the lies he was telling, so maybe I probably won't even remember all of them for this post. I was homeless last winter when Cameron caught wind. He invited me to come stay with him in Orlando, which is also a plan we had discussed the summer before, but due to my financial burdens, I ended up canceling. I couldn't afford my half of that rent. This time, though, he told me I could come stay for free. He'd sign me to his record label, give me promotion, videos, merch, the whole deal. We were going to be friends, co-workers. Maybe a little spice on the side, you know? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah, again, even with the hindsight of a year and a complete change in my opinion on the character of Cameron, that is a really weird way to word that, and I don't think it's appropriate. But overall, he framed it as we were going to have a great time, and he was going to save me from my awful situation. I was very upfront and communicative to know what he honestly wanted. Did he know I couldn't constantly hold a job due to my illnesses? Which, by the way, this also reads even worse now in hindsight. Because listen, guys, it's been like 3 times now that I've come across a person in my drama who's like, I'm gay, I'm disabled, I'm new in town. Okay? This is John Mulaney who said that, and I'm saying it like I'm fucking Governor Cuomo. But every time someone's like, I am disabled, I think of fucking Spencer from Mama Max. Or Nani, of course, right? But I'll give her some grace today because of that. She just was dumb. What if I didn't ever want to have sex and just be friends? Do you actually want to do this? Great. You know, I have this long abuse... Okay. You know, I have this long abuse history, and I'm very easily triggered. Here's what triggers me. Can you handle this? Great. You guys understand why this is not a good Google Docie, okay? It's things like this, and I don't want to, like, poo-poo over somebody's trauma and stuff, but you need to be really clear and state it plainly. But talking about my trigger this, trigger that, long abuse makes it... It makes me less charitable, okay? It all seems like a dream come true, so of course I said yes. When I got there, everything changed. I literally mean the second I got there, the moment I got out of the car, we hugged. I was so excited to see him, and he tried to kiss me. And I was like, no, I wasn't trying to do that. Which, by the way, based on the way that this is worded, sounds like... Diesel, I'm disabled and I haven't worked since 2014. We exist outside these crazy fuckers. I know, but Rocky, you know what you do is you're like, 1, nice, and 2, don't constantly say, I am disabled, please give me money. You know, before this, it kind of sounded like they had like an E relationship, but... You know, whatever. I was like, no, I wasn't trying to do that. So he let me go about 10 minutes until we go inside. I was just trying to check out my new home, and he immediately started pressuring me for sex. I kept telling him I wasn't ready, but at the time, I was a lot less strong with my boundaries. I had a super hard time saying no. And here's a humongous red flag for this. I had a super hard time saying no, and some of the BDSM things I was into probably muddied the waters for him.
Diesel, I am disabled. Please give me money. Ignore the irony in this statement because I'm paying you to give me money.
Well, this is what we call a cyclical economy, okay? I had a super hard time saying no, and some kind of BDSM things and I was into probably muddied the waters for him, which is not helpful, okay, at all. You need to be specific about this, one, and it's just like what does that mean? It makes you look less like a victim in this case, right? So even though I kept saying no, he kept asking over and over, probably 10 times. He's going to try and expose me by sharing my private fetishes. I had a long time ago with you all. I never want anyone to know. But I just know him, so I'm expecting it. So I'm going to make it clear that, yeah, maybe at first that I made it unclear. But as the story goes on, you're going to see why this dude is a rapist. Oh, God. Oh my God, I hate Cameron, I don't like him, I don't like him. But I'm sitting here and this Google Doc is so bad. Why can't people have a consent fetish where they like to give consent, man? Not from the potential initial impression about my BDSM interests. Jesus Christ. Gonna leave it at that because it really disgusts me to think about and isn't something I want the world to know. Well, I kind of think we need to know. He's so much different in person. He's exactly like Dev. They're pale dudes because they don't see the sun. They're on 4chan and watching right-wing political videos all day. Oh God, this is bad. This is so bad. This is so bad. I'm literally not exaggerating. He watches them from the moment he wakes up and while he sleeps. It's all he talks about. Yes, I'm gonna get petty here because I'm sick of this creep. It's tea time, baby. Oh boy. Oh boy, this is bad. Oh. Anyway, small dick dude's biggest problem is that he can't take no for an answer. Not just the sex, he's a creepy guy who wants what he wants and will manipulate you so subtly to get it.
Loshi, I'm disabled. Take my money. I made from my job. I worked really hard at today.
Thank you, Pookie Pinker. He's a creepy guy who wants what he wants and will manipulate you so subtly to get it all, while pushing his ego first to try and gaslight you. So this is a line that actually stuck out to me that I'm like, okay, I need to relitigate this, right? Not just sex, he's a creepy guy who wants what he wants and will manipulate you so subtly to get it, all while pushing his own ego first and trying to gaslight you into think he's a saint who's giving you a great deal, and he's actually doing this all for your benefit. I played the food shop stuff, but the food shops call where food shops is burning the bridge is totally like that whole like gaslight Andy shit. Okay. The abuse started subtly. Subtle jokes about how if I do this or this, he'll kick me out. I have some very intense illnesses that have made me unable to hold a job for the last 9 years. I will pull up Crexa's Insta after this, by the way, guys, because I think you should see what she posts on Instagram. Cameron was aware that he's my only place and only person I knew in Orlando. These jokes would range from little nitpicks I think her Insta got nuked. I sent it to Dickers today. He didn't like about me to random things to sensible things, but they never felt like jokes. Can we get an illness mention count?
Can we get an illness mention counter?
I'm new in town. If you don't stop acting like a bitch and start having some respect, you're out, quote. He had a possessive way about him. Talking about how these are, quote, his items, and I'm under his roof. If I ever complained, acted how I am, quote, sassy, or disregarded or disagreed with him on certain things, I was being a ungrateful bitch. He was paying for my water and rent, so I needed to have some respect. He would time my showers to make sure I didn't raise the water bill. Okay, I do want to say that you were living in there rent-free.
5 months of membership. Shoot out to my mentally
Why are you
ill
in
cookies
waiting,
chat.
Joey? You're on the air, John Chairs.
Hey, buddy. I just wanted to, I just wanted to give you a chance to understand what normal people deal with. I'm playing Donkey Kong right now.
This is my Scott the Wise, everybody. My pocket Scott the Wise.
Hey guys, John Chairs here. Would you rather be? I wanted to ask a question really quickly because I failed to properly sum up the situation. So it all started with Yondev, right?
Listen, buddy, we're gonna be here for a long time if you're asking from the beginning. Yeah, this is John Mulaney, chat. This is John Mulaney.
Yeah, well, I just thought I'd offer you, whenever you want, you can come over.
Thank
you know
you.
where I live. You can
Thank
just play
you.
Donkey
You made that
Kong,
sound
and
weird, but thank you.
You don't have, we don't have to take our shirts off to do it.
Joey is the other member of Mana Potion, by the way. ManaPotionCoffee.com. Use code D10 at checkout for 10% off your order. There is a code Joey though, right?
Yeah, but wouldn't you rather use code D10 to get Joey % off your first bag of coffee?
That's crazy. All right.
I just wanted to give you the chance to talk about Donkey Kong instead of the emotionally burdening topic of.
Thank you. I know you. I went to dinner with Joey recently, and I actually talked about this drama in public. I just want to. I burdened a person in real life with this.
I don't know. It makes for great conversation.
Literally, we had a Mana Potion tabletop dinner, and I talked about this with the entire staff.
Well, you know what, man? What else are we supposed to talk about at the water cooler? It's either this or goblin titties.
That is not the other conversation.
Never buying Mana Potion until Terry's code slug.
Oh man. Well, I would buy you dinner, but you're not really a cheap date, and they don't put the really nice wine on the small shelves for my small hands to grab. Chad, did you know I'm taller than him?
Okay, all right, you're out of here, buddy. All right, you're out of here. Dude, I love Joey. Joey is he is unironically a ray of sunshine of a person, okay? He is a great guy. I really like Joey. He was paying let's see, he was paying for my water and rent, so I needed to have some respect. He would time my showers to make sure I didn't raise the water bill. Despite constantly having all of his setups on day and night, I had to only keep one light on at a time to save on the electricity bill. I found out immediately after moving in that I was a secret. His family couldn't know, so I had to do these things so his family wouldn't find out via the bills. I also found out immediately after moving in that he lied to me about his age using a fake ID. He tried to gaslight me into thinking he had told me and that I had always known. He told me the night I moved in after I left my job. Everyone I knew and moved across the country. He's just a very possessive man who wants to be dominant over a woman. That's a very strange one to add. So Cameron also lied to me about his age as well, for a very long time. I've known Cameron for quite some time. For a long time, he tried to get me to have a contact sit down with Yandere Dev. And I mean, that's ultimately how this started. I mean, I started pursuing, I started pursuing an interview with Yandere Dev long before these allegations, in 2020. A long time ago. That's how long. And I've been doing videos on him since about 2019, 2018. And Dev knew of me and knew of a compatriot of mine by the name of Kappa Kaiju, who's retired with a regular job now, and he hated us. But he found me to be quote unquote fair and wanted to sit down with me in 2020. I was pursuing that interview and I stopped in 2021 due to a death in the family. And you know, that was that. And then eventually everything comes back around again, right? So it was one of those things that happened very serendipitously that I got involved. But yeah, I've been following Yandere Dev for a while. I know so much about his history and personal lore. I mean, like, Dev is one of the old drama topics. Old. Also normie content. I realize now that the stuff covered in the commentary community is not stuff like Yandere Dev. It's too, I don't know, there's like an air of norminess to it, but it's so fucked up and weird and strange and complicated. I mean, like, this funny stuff, like he may or may not have bought a sex doll, which, by the way, Cameron says the sex doll is real, but honestly, I don't believe that fucking guy. But the sex doll is probably real. He bought like a sex doll of Samus Aran, shit like that, right? Funny stuff like that. Terrible stuff like the Sisf stuff. Yeah, he said that he broke her wrist. He talked to me about her. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Let's see. And moved across country. He was just a very possessive man who wants to be dominant over a woman. He would constantly talk about how much Riz he has. Yeah, no. He can get any woman he likes. Okay. He never brought one woman over once. Dude. Cameron, address the no bitches allegations, Cameron, okay? Address the no bitches allegations. Dude doesn't go outside. He has the Riz of Alex. They literally act the same. He's always threatened to bring a girl over, and I'd be like, okay, do it. And I had been putting up with a lot of subtle narcissistic manipulation building up and promising myself I was going to find a job where I can hold, work super hard at, and move the fuck out and never rely on anyone again. I was just trying to tolerate it and play the role of a submissive pretty girl that he wanted so he wouldn't make me homeless again. I also couldn't sleep in my car because he didn't actually have a place for my things, so I literally had my whole life stuffed in my car, undrivably full, and kept a few things in a few boxes in front of his bed. I didn't have my own space. Then, on the night, everything changed, and I couldn't pretend anymore. Some of you may have seen this stream. It was the night before my big job interview. I had been working so hard for. I needed to sleep. But Cameron was streaming, and I happened to be around for a moment between practicing. So when he asked me if I wanted to entertain the stream for a moment while he used the restroom, I was like, bet. So I did, and it was lovely, until Cameron came back and said, I'm gonna destroy her, and then proceeded to choke me on stream. This was not planned, consented to, or anything. It was degrading, humiliating, and scary. I didn't know how to process it. I pulled his hands off and said, what the fuck, and he laughed like it was nothing. You even see him wrapping his arm around my neck in the stream as well. I always hated that. I tried to act cool, but after the stream, I confronted him. I was calm, gentle, but stern. I was scared because this dude is so possessive. Constantly threatens as jokes to kick me out. And my intense abuse history, as you can imagine, I was like, what the fuck? And he was like, what? And I begin confronting him about what he did on stream. This is such a stream of consciousness document, dude. It is actually... I listen, Crexa, you knew Ali. Why? I just please fucking get like a fucking spell check. Grammarly would help a lot. He kept saying it was just a joke. I was making a huge deal out of nothing. He would say sorry and then immediately start talking about, well, it's actually nothing and I'm overreacting. That tracks. That tracks with his attitude, if I'm being frank, okay? I was making a huge deal out of nothing. He would say sorry and then immediately start talking. Yeah, that's something he does where he'll like apologize, but the goalposts will move for him, okay? I'd say it wasn't okay, but... and I'm sorry, but the word isn't enough right now. I don't know how you can fix this right now, but I'll let you know when I do. The more I could assert this, the angrier he would get until eventually he told me if I didn't like it, I can go sleep on the couch. I said all right and immediately took my stuff out to the couch. That was the last time things were remotely normal. At that point, my PTSD kicked in hard, and fuck. At that point, my PTSD kicked in hard, and he in and of himself was a trigger. Okay. Jesus. Things could have cooled down if he gave me a space like I asked, but here's where the pattern of small dick dude not taking no for an answer kicks into full gear. Okay, so like the part of what another thing that was like I was skeptical of is like, what kind of space is he supposed to give you? Like in the roommate scenario that you have portrayed, I'm really unsure of what it is either party wants of the other person, right? I don't like what kind of distances or space are you applying here? It sounds like it was a one bedroom or something, or there wasn't another space for you to stay. I do believe Cameron told me that there was a roommate, but I don't even fucking know if that's true now. But it's like, okay, you know, if you have somebody living in your house rent free, like what, you gotta lay out ground rules. Were ground rules laid out? Did any of these things happen? And both sides give very contradictory events to it, but I'm honestly less charitable to Cameron now, given everything that's happened. But you know, that's where my mind, I mean, it's there now. And I can only guess based on my notes where my mind was at a year ago, but it's really just the same thing. I don't, like, it's so stream of consciousness and so all over the place. I don't necessarily know what the living situation should be like or what kind of standards should be set. Because if I have somebody living rent-free in my house, I'd want them to not waste my electricity, not waste my water, because the bill is footed by me. And I'm being a kind person by letting them live for free. Like that's, you know, so it's like, oh, he would time my showers. It's like, well, like, can you blame him? Like it, you know? But obviously with this like recontextualization of everything, it's like, I don't know if I trust any of Cameron's presentation, even though this presentation is bad. He tried to come to talk to me to solve this because I had agreed to a list of house rules, which he cited here. I was apparently breaking the no drama rule by not immediately forgiving him, or as he puts it, fixing things. He later admits that he just saw me as a problem in that moment to solve, which we'll hear in the recordings. He comes out and tries to force me to talk to him. I keep telling him I need space. I need to be alone, and I'm not ready to be around him. I was very much like in the freeze of fight, flight, freeze. He made my heart race in a worse way. I'd say he tried 40 times that night with me on the couch to force me to talk to him. I'm not exaggerating. All I would say is no, stop, please just leave me alone. I need space. He knew this triggered me as well. I let him know exactly what not to do to avoid triggering me. And it's also just an obvious thing. This devolved into panic attacks as he kept going and going until I was crying, hiding under blankets, hyperventilating, and just begging him to leave me alone. At the end of this is the first time I was able to start recording him. So we hear that in the video. I was hiding under the blankets, caught my breath for a moment, and knew I needed proof, something to hold on to when he would get into my head and gaslight me into thinking I was just a horrible, ungrateful bitch who was just making a huge deal out of nothing and causing drama. Yeah, the whole therapy speak stuff is like, yeah, it's just listen, I know that I have a penchant for a verbose vernacular, okay, but I feel like it almost gets used as like a shorthand for a lack of being able to describe events, or to like fill in with language. I don't know. I mean, you know, glass houses, because I do talk verbosely, right? So I get it, but also this is just so all over the place. I was just a horrible, ungrateful bitch who was making a huge deal out of nothing and causing drama. This instantly became the mode of our interactions. Eventually, he finally left me alone. Parentheses, not before putting his anxiety meds besides me. This was not an accident. He built me up into a panic attack and several more over and over and over. The second he left the room, flight kicked in. I jumped over the couch, sprinted outside of my pajamas. I went to a place that became my safe place, where I thought he couldn't find me. I just broke down sobbing and called a friend. I could believe... I can also use big words. Filibuster. I couldn't believe I let myself get trapped into a situation like this. We agreed that we just played as cool as I could, and I started gathering recordings and made private video to watch and keep my head on straight when he'd gaslight me. I'm going to finally share that video now. So I started sleeping on a very uncomfortable couch, and every single time this man would be in the same room as me, he was trying to force me to talk to him to fix things every time. I would tell him to fix things, he needs to give me space, and I'll come to him to talk when I'm ready. I think this bruised his ego, that I would literally not allow him to speak to me, because he'd always get so angry. Sometimes I was strong enough to hold my ground and just keep telling him no, over and over and over and over. Sometimes it would get to me, and I would devolve into panic. No, this is Crexa's.
Good morning, I just woke up.
This is Crexa's
And
old document.
documents.
Anne is not making Google Doci. But good morning, Kickin' the Swede. Thank you for the 20 secs. Devolve into panic attacks, screaming matches, locking myself in a bathroom, and running away. I started staying out as late as I could in my car and not going inside until like 2 or 3 in the morning, so he'd hopefully be asleep. I'd come in as quietly as possible and try to hear it if he was awake, and not to come in until he seemed asleep. I had to go through his room to use the bathroom, unfortunately. Also, this dude is fucking weird. One time I came into his room on one of the nights, and he was straight up listening to the guttural screams of women while he was sleeping. I don't believe that he was listening to ASMR, the murders of women, okay? Oh my god. Oh god. You guys understand why I was skeptical of this document the first time around, right? This is not based on like some neat, like it's it's way more common than you'd think. Listen, Aiden, not all of us can be axe murderers, okay? Yeah, I was also told that he watches body cam police vids. Yes. Yes, I know he put that in his video. I'm so serious. I thought maybe I just walked in on a bad part, but I heard death screams my whole time in the bathroom. I even peeked in like 30 minutes later just to see, and it's still going. Dude was sound asleep to what sounded like women dying. Oh my god. I fall asleep to like tons of shit. I'm a true crime documentary guy, you know, it happens. I'm posting the recording, but I promise that wasn't the worst part of it all. My time there became a hell. I was just trying to avoid him and keep my sanity. He was so persistent at trying to convince me that this was all my fault and I was a horrible person. I could believe the whole, like, trying to diffuse blame, right? I fell asleep to the sounds of debate. Aiden, respectfully, I think everybody on the internet is autistic, including you. He spoke with such a calm ASMR Joe Biden mumbling. I stood firm with my just leave me alone until one of the worst nights. He built me up into another panic attack, and it became a screaming match until I ran outside out of primal instinct. It'll always be late at night in my pajamas without my glasses or shoes, often when I had something very important the next day. This is no different, except the time he found me in my safe place. I screamed at him to leave me the fuck alone. Parentheses, I know I was acting crazy, but when you intentionally trigger someone this often to a degree, with such intense trauma into a screaming match, you have to understand I was building up into a primal state of fight or flight. Oh. Dude, she was in Silent Hill. Fucking Cameron was Pyramid Head. Dude, she was in the save room. And he walked in and just completely threw everything up on its head. And I ran as far as I could to another place near the apartment.
I'm surprised he didn't fall asleep to the screaming match, TBH.
Oh my god. He fucking chased me down and found me. I was sobbing and I just kept saying, leave me alone. I kept running away and he kept finding me like a horror movie. Oh. Oh my god, this is bad. I think the audio recordings that Crexa has left here will sway me more, and I also think that Cameron is the kind of sleazy liar who would be like moving the goalpost and then also trying to, like, you know, play both sides, like, I'm sorry, but also you're wrong. I couldn't think everything was so blurry. I just needed to get the fuck away from him, and I knew I was going to get angry, so I ran to the apartment and locked myself in. I knew he would eventually get in, and I was going to pay for it, but I didn't know how else to get away from him. I absolutely couldn't drive in that state, in that car. I started packing my stuff in there, my only plan to try and drive away. But he got in so quickly. He told me he was calling an ambulance since I was having a panic attack. I mean, listen, either he's chasing her down and being like, I'm gonna get you, you're gonna be the raped, or she's like literally having this humongous, like, mental break, and then either way an ambulance needs to come. It sounds like she needs a night in a room. I told him if he just leaves me alone, I can calm down, and he's the one causing the panic attack. Yeah, I'm really, like, annoyed. I know Cameron at one point shared a police report. It was either him or I got it via Nani. But Cameron's messages with mine are much shorter than they used to be. I do believe some things were redact.dev'd. And I also got to say that Nani redact.dev stuff too, so I'm missing stuff. I've put together a lot to re-examine this, as well as everything that I have in like my notes and stuff. But you know, you make do, right? If I couldn't get something, I went and I re-got it, right? Like this is something I re-got, and then I gave it to anybody who asked, of course. I was sobbing, and I just started frantically knocking on his door. I asked him, please make Cameron leave me alone. He brought me into his room with his girlfriend. You think I can fix Nani? Please leave Nani alone. And I just broke down crying on their bed. I opened up a little bit about Cameron before, but he was becoming pretty obvious about the frequency of the screaming matches. Eventually, I was starting to calm down. They're really lovely people, so they just kept making jokes and keeping my spirits high until eventually we heard knocking on the door. It was the cops. I had just started to calm down. We decided to let Cameron get it. The roommate ended up checking it out as well, and the sheriff talked to Cameron and then wanted to speak to me. This is where he finally let it out what was going on, but my head was still so screwed up from his manipulation that it was my fault. I regret it so badly, but I was scared to let the cop know about the choking thing because I was afraid to get him arrested. Like, what if I really was crazy and it was all my fault? So, like, I think Cameron deliberately... It seems like Cameron definitely was malicious, but then also in the same respects, I think I'm okay saying you're crazy. I think I'm pretty confident in that. It doesn't mean that you don't have anything of value. But you need medication. He asked me what I wanted him to do to Cameron, and I told him that all I want is for him to leave me alone. And I was just trying to hold a job and get out as soon as possible. So we made vague plans to grow my roots in Orlando and find people to stay with. And he's going to tell Cameron that he needs to leave me alone, like I'm asking. If I could go back, I would have told him about the choking and had him arrested. The officer went back and forth between us after telling Cameron about how he needs to leave me the fuck alone. He's talking to our roommate, and Cameron literally tries to come into the room and make me speak with him. I start freezing and panicking. Roommates and the officers make him come out. Officers like, Cameron, what are you doing? So there's a police report about the whole thing. Dumbass called the cops on himself. Cameron says the reason he chased me is because I was having a panic attack, and apparently he was on the hotline, which told him if someone is having a panic attack to never leave them alone. So that's the reason he chased me around while I was this animalistic, running, sobbing, begging him to just leave me alone. He and Dev really do give the same energy in their explanations. So take your guesses. Did he leave me alone after the sheriff enforced it? No, of course not. Upside down smiley face. So I went hard with staying away from the apartment as much as possible, trying not to let him catch me in the same room as him. Until the last straw. One night, I was out doing my thing, hanging in the car until he was asleep. And I was having a lot of fun watching YouTube, chilling, and you know the vibes. Oh my god, dude. She might not be from Florida, but she knows the vibes in Florida, man. Oh my god. I had to go in a couple times during the night to use the restroom, and the first time the door was locked. So I got the roommates to unlock it. By the way, I never got a key to the place despite asking so many times. He would make me pay for my own keys, and I still had to beg to get a key to the gates of the complex. Never got a door key. Dude, isn't it? It sounds like Cameron lives in a gated community. It's wild. But I was not giving him the power of being forced to talk to him to get in. So I always ask a roomie. So first time, whatever, somebody probably just locked it out of habit. Everyone was going to sleep at this point. Nobody was going in or out either. I come back in a second time. The door was locked. I knew the roommate and GF were asleep, and I wouldn't have locked it because they knew what was up and that I was outside. I have every reason to believe Cameron locked me out that night on purpose. I wasn't able to get in for the entire night, knocked on the doors, windows, called the roommate, GF. Eventually, Cameron repeatedly. Nobody let me in. I couldn't sleep in my car because it was completely full. I only had the driver's seat. I stayed up knocking on the door all night, just trying to get in until eventually falling asleep on the doorstep. Okay, I mean, I guess you could have sat in the driver's seat still. I mean, I've done that. I mean, I haven't had that much in my car that it's like I'm traveling my whole life in there. But like I can sleep sitting up. But I don't know. I would sit and sleep in the Fae is an answer. How big is the house that no one heard the knocking? From what I've remember seeing, I think they would have heard. I feel like if it was cold out, wouldn't she have like frozen in her sleep? How warm is it at night in Florida? Does it get that warm that you could just sleep on a doorstep? I slept there until the morning. I couldn't take it anymore. I called up the coworker I trusted the most and told him I needed to talk to him about some personal stuff. He said come over, and I told him everything. He was horrified and said I needed to get out of there immediately. We made a plan for me to leave that night, get a storage unit to put some items in. 80 at night. Yes. Okay. Brother, it's 80 right now. Okay. I went back and started packing. Cameron was very upset. When he saw this, I started asking a million questions. Damn, this bitch is moving out and you asking questions. He also stood there watching me like a hawk the entire time I was packing. Not even kidding. He's probably thinking you're gonna rob him. Just standing there, staring at me the entire time. Think T-pose energy, but the arms straight by his side. Dude was man emoji posting. Dude was hitting the man emoji. It made my stomach turn. But I knew he couldn't threaten me anymore. I was recording, so if he tried anything, I would have proof. And I finally told him what the fuck I thought about him, which is definitely the most chaotic recording in the batch. It was admittedly a very dumbass conversation, but I needed it, so please understand. We both really let it out, and he threatened to, quote, throw my shit off the balcony. He definitely painted a picture of me for himself. He said he was staring at me to make sure I didn't steal anything. Oh, well, there you go. And he started keeping a knife on his desk because he was scared of me. I'm like, bro, if you're scared of me, you could just leave me alone. Sunglasses emoji. God, this is a really bad Google Doc, chat. Okay? This is a really bad Google Doc. And I'm relitigating this because I feel that I've uncharitably blasted this chick. But I'm reading this again, and I'm like, this is as bad as I remember. I hate you, Cameron. I hate you. Fuck you, you stupid, long-haired freak fuck. Put your content cuck uniform on and fucking bury yourself in it. I told him to let me keep it so I could have a safe place to sleep in my car within a gated community and not out in the city. He made up lies about him getting a fee if I didn't give them back and threatened legal action, lol. He also tried to force me to sign a contract to hand over my legal rights to I Will Shock You to himself and Dev and tried to convince me I couldn't leave until I signed. Honestly, the only thing of note with Crexa was Cameron choking her on stream. Everything else was, yeah. Yeah, I don't ever remember a gun, but I mean, I honestly could just throw stones and figure out that Cameron's probably packing it. I would not be surprised. I hit the dab on him. Okay. All right. Uh-huh. I hit the dab on... I am really... I'm going to leave this drama behind after tonight. And this is the most absolutely outrageous sentence in this whole thing. I hit the dab on him with a big old nah and dipped. Crexa's police report says he has a Sig Sauer. His contracts were also weird as fuck, and he always names himself as owner or parent or some weird shit. Pretty sure owner's not like... I mean, it depends... Whatever, I'm not going to get into that. I've done that on other streams, okay? Also, the first contract he ever tried to make me sign when I was there, quote, before the abuse started to get wild, was a super weird NDA which specified if either of us talk shit about the other online, the other can sue. I never signed with him because he gave me the heebie-jeebies. Is that a slur? Is that a slur? Is that like you can't say what is it, spook? I didn't trust and needed more time. I'm so thankful I never signed any of his weird contracts, so I eventually left and got my mail back. He tried to keep forcing me to sign contracts and contracting me. I mean, I know it's old speak. I'm playing funny. I'm playing funny. I kept saying I'm not speaking with you and didn't after I didn't have to anymore. So I'd like to say, yes, I was pretty mean in the last couple of recordings. And no, I do not feel bad about it. I'm glad that I called Cameron while he was with his girlfriend. I hope they have a very long conversation about who's the crazy man who called you on Discord while we were driving home from Benihana. I don't know if they were at Benihana. I'm picturing, okay, because Cameron updated his Google Doc while I was live. I'm picturing like Cameron and his girlfriend at fucking Benihana, where the guy's making like the fucking onion volcano, and the guy's like, oh, and he's throwing the shrimp in his girlfriend's mouth. And they're throwing it at Cameron, and he's like busy glued to his phone, doom scrolling on Twitter, looking at every single thing that people are saying about him. He's like, look out, the shrimp is coming. And then the shrimp just hits Cameron as he's ignoring the ambiance of a fucking hibachi place. Cameron got cucked at Benihana. Cameron cucked at Benihana? Dude, the chef was throwing the shrimp in her mouth and he said nothing. I kept saying I'm not speaking with you, and after I didn't have any more, I'd also like to say, yes, I was pretty mean, blah, blah, blah. But listen closely and you'll hear his mask slip. My behavior there was built up the entire time with him dealing with this manipulation. He'd act super calm and nice, naming every little thing he was doing for me to twist my mind and convince me he's a generous saint and I'm an ungrateful, crazy bitch. That sounds believable. That's something he does a lot and has done a lot. Okay? Where he'll glaze you, but then also critique you and glaze you and critique you. And he did that so much with me. God. Cameron, the type of dude to get cucked at Sweet Green. Wish it ends there. But even though I was now homeless, while his rich daddy pays for anything, he works for his rich daddy. He acts like he works super hard online. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. 70% of his day is spent watching right-wing YouTube. Sam Hyde, who is his god. Mm-hmm. and playing on his Switch. Dude, all these right wingers, all they do is watch Jordan Peterson on YouTube play Sam Hyde TikToks and play Nintendo Switch. Don't you feel silly? Don't you feel stupid? He ended up taking all the revenue from I Will Shock You, which is originally a 50-50 split. He now takes 99% and gives me 1%. He did this randomly out of the blue without contacting me. Is Jorby Peverville still a thing? Yeah, he did the Peterson versus 20 Atheist thing. Yeah, I saw that. I'm still reeling financially from this. Dude, I saw a clip of Sam Hyde recently, and it was like Sylvia from Fish Tank being like something about like letting them like clip her toenails and then suck her titties, and then it cuts to Sam Hyde in full minstrel blackface going, "Oh," and falling backwards. I'm still trying to catch my footing and stayed housed as I type this. I have severe mental illnesses, which led me to losing every job I've ever had for 9 years straight. Girl. I have severe illnesses which led me to losing every job I've ever had for 9 straight years. I haven't managed to get on disability, and the disability payments aren't enough to stay housed. Okay. I'm not gonna disability investigate you, but this does not portray you it portrays you as new in town. I also heard he says really crazy things about me online with supposed proof. And I'll say, I don't care what he makes up or how he creates his evidence. I know what happened. And I know he knows what happened. As more victims come out from him, we'll know his history. We'll know who was telling the truth. I mean, I don't think you're telling the whole truth, nothing but the truth. But I do think that he would lie to you to get his way, and that he would try and make you out to be the villain to get his way, and basically neg you to get his way, because I think he likes getting his way. But I don't think like the whole listening to women screaming in his sleep is outrageous. I've reflected a lot on this, and I've decided that even if the whole internet decides they believe him and thinks I'm lying, I'm at peace, because at the end of the day, I know what happened in that apartment to my core. I believe the truth will always win with time. Also, watch when he inevitably responds to this and starts talking about me with the exact tone I'm using here, trying to save his image. I mean, like, of course he's going to respond in a way to save his image. You know, because if you're being honest, of course. Of course. How else would he have reacted? Would he have just been like, yeah, I chased this bitch like I was Michael Myers? He's a snake. I agree. I agree he's a snake. It's okay, Crexa. I can disagree with you on a lot of things, but I don't like him. I hate him. I don't have to lie to expose him like he does for me. The worst thing I ever did to him was bruise his small dick ego by being very cold and rude, when I would constantly assert that he needs to stop and leave me alone. And talking shit to him right before I left, which I wouldn't have to do anytime. He would have stopped the first time I say no, not the literal 200th time. Next, I need to say something for you all. Stop thinking. Stop thinking. You know what's going on behind the scenes with people on the internet, celebrities and politicians. Anyone who knows you weren't there to personally witness. I love you, sis, but here's the truth. What is this? Is this about jelly? Oh, okay. Oh, I love you, sis, but here's the truth. What is this? This is a manifesto. You don't know shit from these rumors. I see people speculating all the time why they think Cameron is innocent or guilty, believing the things he says. Cameron and Alex are some of the most scummy, manipulative, disgusting, perverted, pedophilic, self-centered narcissists I've ever met, who will team up to save their egos and stay out of prison. They've been abusing this poor girl, Yandere Dev's victim, together. Oh boy. This is not the place to do this though, right? Like this is not like this is your story. And you're just like, I hate I hate how you diss on my other sis, you know? Out of respect for her wishes, I'm still unsure how much is appropriate to share. She is a strong girl, but Cameron has her now. Oh my god. I'm confident one day she'll come out and tell you all the truth. But for now, I know it's how it's going. Do not trust Cameron, Alex, or anything about this situation. It feels fishy, right? That's because it is. Open your eyes now. Cameron and Alex are two pedophiles abusing the same girl, and they need to be in prison. What he did to me is exactly what he's doing to this girl, down to every detail, like trying to move her in. He's dating her, and much worse things I'm not sure I should say here. Oh my god. Let's say that I was an IED. The IED is a small child in this case. And if you step on the IED, you go to prison and it blows up your legs. Okay. I just want to make... Do we understand why I was reading this and going, this bitch is nuts? All right? And again, it's like I have done this all already, and it's like I constantly have to be like giving everybody every single bit of context because nobody will watch a 3-hour video. So you can imagine how I literally feel like I'm fighting myself, but also a ghost and Cameron, and this is just ridiculous. Okay. I'm coming out with this for both of us. I hope you understand now. But if not, I hope one day you do. And I know you deep down how he makes you feel and what he does to you. This is so, I'm sorry, this is manipulative, okay? This is you trying to manipulate Jelly to say things. Okay? This is what that is. You don't have to follow them. And think of how much a happier life is without them. I mean, yeah, apparently Jelly is married now, people keep telling me. I don't even know. I don't get that. Sure. Don't. I'm leaving for half an hour, maybe less. I don't have anything interesting happens while I'm gone, okay? Don't let Cameron call in again. How many big booms does Cameron get? He doesn't get one boom, okay? I hope you get away from everyone in this situation, the whole internet, and leave it all behind. You deserve so much more than this. I won't get sappy, but I'm rooting for you to break free from it all and live a happier life. You already know I'm here for you if you ever need me. I just want to say that shortly after this happened, Crexa would take the GoFundMe money and run off into the ether, okay? Next up, Allie. Allie has been under a ton of pressure, feeling like she has to fix this whole thing. Every decision she's made has been under countless amounts of pressure and intention to do the best thing possible for the victim. Yes, at points she didn't respect the victim's wishes by sharing certain information. On the other hand, the victim is a young girl being groomed by two very manipulative adult men who she was feeling for, with platforms threatening her with legal action and playing the worst mind games behind the scenes like he did on me. I'm sorry, Allie's in her 30s. I don't care. This dumb bitch. Fuck Allie, dude. They don't want to be exposed. If Allie respected every wish of the victim, the truth about Alex's pedophilia would have never come out, and we wouldn't know about who they really are. How many victims have been silenced? I gotta be honest. I would like to know what other victims Yandere Dev has. There's the SysF stuff, which has way past the drama litigation statute of limitations, okay? Right? There's Jelly and Cameron. Cameron wasn't a sexual groom. I guess he was like a professional groom, but like this implies that there's like more young children groomed by Dev, and it hasn't come out yet. I'm waiting. If it exists, it exists. But it's just where is it? Are your eyes open yet? I care about this girl, and I know what it's like to be her age and groomed. Never hate her, even when she slanders the people trying to help her, going back and forth on which side she's on, which, by the way, is something that I've said repeatedly through this entire story, okay? She is very hurt and doing what she feels she has to with the mountains of pressure from every side, from the FBI, from the police, from the internet, from her family, her groomers, people trying to push her to take legal action. I can't even imagine who else. Don't blame a victim for shit her groomers convince her to say. She's innocent. When I was being groomed by adult men, I said the most disgusting things because my head was turned inside out so much I couldn't understand the truth. I don't... Jesus. This is exhausting. Jesus. I'm going to be sharing as much proof as I think is necessary for now. If Cameron and Alex push more BS, then I'll go ahead and drop more to show you all. I'm telling the truth. These two men are criminals and need to be put in prison. Finally, I'm sure why people are going to ask why I waited so long. I've been trying to survive out here in the city and live my life moving on from all this. Even though I don't speak with Cameron, every couple of months I hear about the latest dumbass thing he's been doing to try and hurt me still. I couldn't handle doing the public expose thing for a long time. And honestly, I don't even want to deal with this now. Not looking forward to all the speculation and people painting their own narratives about what they think is happening between these people they know nothing about. I'm just trying to keep my head above water and under a roof. However, some people need to tell the truth. Everyone needs to know that these two predators are working together, who are not afraid to sexually abuse children, publicly act like they're supporting them, then privately have sex with them and threaten them in every way behind the scenes. So, like I said before, I'm still reeling for all of this. If anyone wants to offer financial support, it would mean the world to me. I don't want to get accused of posting this to get money or sympathy. This doc, I read this doc a year ago. Weaver. So if you don't believe me or think I should ask for that, it's fine. I would like to say that she did run off with the money. The main point of this is to expose Cameron and Alex, so long as everyone gets their eyes open from this and works together to do the right thing and put them behind bars. This post does what it needed to do. However, if you want to support me, I'm trying to make a rent and keep my place. So leave some comments if you want, and I'll drop a GoFundMe or a Patreon or something. I can share proof if anyone needs. Thank you for reading this. It's finally nice to get it off my chest. Best of luck to everyone involved. Cameron and Alex, I want to say something personally because I'm working on forgiveness. Oh boy, your egotistical nature is going to make you pissed off from this post and what I'm about to say. But take some time, breathe, and come back. Then open your eyes to for a moment because this next part of the message is of kindness to you. The oh boy. Oh boy. This post and what I'm about to say. Okay. This is a message of kindness to you. The void in your soul is because of your selfish nature and your narcissistic need for the image you desperately want to show the world. I don't know how deep the delusion that you are in, and if you think you're actually in the right while you abuse these women and girls. But the truth about the world is you get back what you put out, even if not at first, eventually. One day you're gonna face the consequences for everything you do. Well, that happened, I guess. So maybe she is a prophet. So even though you have very little empathetic capacity for others, stop abusing people for yourself if you have to. It brings pain back onto you. This world isn't about you or any of us. It's about helping others. And what's going to fix it? Fix the deep empathy pain you feel, change your ways, clean it up, act right, or you're going to end up receiving everything you give others or worse. Do you want to drop soap in prison? Do you want to... Cameron, do you want to be raped in prison? Chat, I did not read down this far when I skimmed it, okay? I... What if God exists? Do you think you can manipulate? Okay. Ah. Oh. Okay. Okay. Let me listen, man. It definitely sounds Cameron is a manipulative liar, and that has been consistent in this story, and it adds to that character. But this is like I need to be in a room, a rubber room. What if God exists? Do you think you can manipulate the one who knows everything? My beliefs tell me you'll end up deep in hell. You need to go to prison, because you won't stop this disgusting abuse of power. Reality needs to slap you in the face. You need deep introspection and apparently prison rape. Also, I hope it's clear to you. Leave me the fuck alone. Bye. Good. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Wow. That was something. That was something. That was a lot. That was a lot. Aren't you glad you're relitigating this? I think I read that already. That is fucking terrible. That was terrible. So yeah, this is the raw of it. All right.
I'm very sorry. I want to have a relationship where we can.
Hold on. Let me just boost the audio on this.
Settle things really easily, where we can be very honest and transparent, and not where we have drama and argue. And that was not cool with me.
I guess they're arguing on
Do you
stream.
remember what you said to me on the couch?
What?
All that stuff where you were telling me to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that wasn't cool. That in particular.
You kept pushing me as I was freaking out and shutting down.
Yeah, I should have either left you or gone into empathy, or like gone into like, hey, listen.
I should not have.
Oh, what the fuck? This audio is like overlaid with footage from, I guess, the other from the other stream. Okay.
Had to say that 30 times. I should not have had to tell you to go away 30 times.
I understand. That wasn't cool. Not
I
at all. Not at all. And that will never be handled like that ever again. Absolutely not.
Well, thank you if that is a proper apology. I need some time to feel better.
But it just does not represent who I am whatsoever. And that was not cool with me. Not at all.
Why did you do that?
I think what I was trying to do is I wasn't treating you like a person who was, you know, freaking out, anxious, you know. I wasn't treating you like a person who was, you know, I was treating you as if, alright, this is another problem I gotta deal with right now.
I don't know why the audio just cut out. Oh. Okay, she's like combined.
I was born with it. Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. So I
Should have just played the audio separately from this, but the audio clips of Cameron are a lot more damning, honestly. That's a lot more damning with the context of everything that's happened since.
see you guys have not gotten eye up, which means I can't sing yet.
Nah.
That's
We're
unfortunate.
not playing 80s mode. But if we do.
Oh. Your girl's gotta get up early tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna peace out. Peace out. Good talking to y'all.
Look at you, just destroying naked.
Yeah, this is a stream where he chokes her. This is her giving the timeline of events from the Google Doc.
That was Crexa, everyone. Ding ding dong. Dog. Alright, what should we do?
to be threatened to be listened. What the fuck? No. Just leave me alone. What the fuck?
So honestly, yeah, it's like I'm trying to remember when I looked at this originally, Cameron should have just walked away from her, and I do believe that's something I said. But again, even now, it just he looks more malicious with like the don't respond. Like motherfucker, just literally just walk away.
Just relax. Ease the nerves. I'm gonna go. Like you asked. You made me harm. I apologize for how that made you feel. I apologize.
Right, and he's doing the whole like apologize, like all that shit where he does it all the time at every fucking call he gets in.
Forgetting to snap at you earlier. I wasn't trying to deal with that. I wasn't thinking about it.
You were.
It wasn't malintent. There was no malintent. I just don't want you to be anxious or upset or nervous.
I'm extremely anxious now.
Excuse me. And I didn't want to escalate earlier.
After all the lying Cameron has done, people will probably believe everyone else involved more now, despite how crazy they seem to be.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, right? But yeah.
I want you to leave me alone. Please just leave me alone.
Oh my god, just leave her the fuck alone.
Right now. Go.
You don't control me, okay? This is my house. Stop.
I get the right to my own space.
You do.
ASMR couple argues in the living room.
Absolutely.
Please just leave me alone.
You don't control me. You don't tell me what to do.
Please.
Okay? I'm gonna get a snack and I'm gonna go to bed. So, just relax. Okay?
Yeah, the breathing into the mic is really just
I care about you. I care a lot.
Girl, hang up. No, this isn't a. They're in the same room together when this is happening.
Then leave me alone right now.
Oh my god, just relax, bitch, leave the room, not Crexa, Cameron. Okay, like fuck, why? You just want to just sit here and argue it, dude?
Just relax. Don't respond. Don't think about it. You're gonna do great. Okay?
What the fuck? What the fuck? Stop.
Frozen this whole time. Yeah, so this is like a living room kitchenette situation. And Cameron is out there and he's like making fucking popcorn and shit. Right? So he's like standing there in front of the fucking microwave. Or he went back to his room, right? The stories conflict. I do believe Cameron says he left the room when I asked him about this. And then I think Crexa presents it as he was standing there, basically just taking up the space. ASMR popcorn. I think the argument starts again soon.
It is.
Here we go.
Then it's done.
In the circumstances of the situation instead, I was just thinking of it as, oh, bad situation, gotta fix it, so I can go to sleep, right?
Okay, now Cameron's just trying to contextualize the situation in a position that makes him look good, which is something that he does all the time with everybody that he gets into fucking calls with. So that is 100% on board, right? Some of the more outrageous stuff where Crex is like, he chased me and it was like blah, 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 Michael Myers stuff. That's completely like ridiculous. But like the whole like manipulative goalpost shifty behavior is 100% on point.
Okay.
Which was not smart of me whatsoever. I wasn't doing it in any place of malice whatsoever. It was not me trying to like treat you like shit. Well, not at all. It was more of, I just want to get this done.
I wasn't being mean because I wanted to be mean. I was being mean because I wanted you to stop being so fucking sad.
If I'm telling you to go away, if you just go away, then it's done.
And I think I was upset because my
Yeah, that's a very good point. He should just leave. Just why, like, he just kept constantly pushing it.
initial intention was to try to fix things. Like I was trying to help you at the beginning.
Telling you that this is making it worse, you're not helping.
And then I think that set me off a bit, which was not cool. It shouldn't have, obviously.
Hold on. I have to leave for my test in a few minutes. Is it okay if I lace these up here while we're talking?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm sure they're clean. I mean,
So this apology is good and correct, but if you really mean it, why are you smear campaigning me on your Snapchat right now?
I'm not.
I saw it.
Yeah, but if he leaves, he doesn't get what he wants out of the confrontation, which is why he's here. He's here to force a concession of forgiveness from them. Yeah, he doesn't. It almost seems like he doesn't really want to be portrayed as a bad guy in any situation, and he'll go to like extreme lengths to make that look like the case.
What do you mean?
I saw your story.
What do you mean?
I saw your story this morning. Where you talked about me treating you like shit.
Yeah, those Snapchats are in here too.
And you can play dumb about it, but I took a picture of it just in case.
I don't know how Diesel talked. I hate Cameron. I hate Cameron with a passion. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. I don't think I could even... I didn't like him before. I thought he was a fucking idiot. But this guy is such a pain in the ass. I hate him.
My private story.
So, if you really mean all this,
Yeah,
Just like fucking Yandere Dev was like the biggest pity party fucking loser ever, okay? It's always like everybody out to get me. I am misrepresented by society. All of my haters are trolls that are evil and bad and yada yada yada.
That was created 10 hours ago, right after everything happened.
I'm tired, but make no mistake that I despise you, Cameron. I despise you with such a visceral passion. Okay? Crexa was animalistic. It is an animalistic hate.
That is there's only 3 people on that story.
but I got the notification this morning. That's when I looked at it.
I can show you that it was posted 10 hours ago.
I don't want to be smear campaigned.
You're not being smeared. You're the only one who's seen it so far.
Let me see.
You're the only one who's seen it so far.
What is the eye thing?
How many people?
Oh, the Snapchat story. Fuck. I'm like, what is fucking... He showed the video, but...
Come back and double check.
Who do you hate more, Cameron or Jar? I don't like what Jar did with my friend, okay? And I do... And that... I do loathe that, okay? That's a good word, David. Okay? But... Like... if I saw Cameron in the street, my eyes would turn red. Okay, like it would go red. Okay, I would reach levels untold.
Are you gonna leave it up? Talk about not doing things behind each other's back. But the fact that you just kind of pretended to not know about that,
I didn't remember. God's honest truth.
Well, I need some time to think about all this.
I understand. I wasn't smear campaigning you. The thing about that story is what I usually do is I kind of just vent my frustrations.
People know it's about me.
No, they don't. It is to 3 people. It's a private story to 3 people. To the 3 people I consider closest. It changes often. Whenever someone gets less close.
This is just deflection, okay? This motherfucker, he was mad, and he was ass mad about the girl he was having a fucking thing with, okay? And he made a fucking cringe post on his Snapchat so that way he could just fucking vent, okay? Because nobody else would listen to his dumb bullshit.
They get removed whenever someone gets more close. They get added.
I don't think that me telling you I don't want to talk right now, and I really could have been meaner to you. I really wasn't. What I said to you was that, you know, this apology, unfortunately, it's not enough right now.
In my Discord server, community member Lord Rush, quoting the wonderful Am, hate. Let me tell you how much I've come to hate Cameron since I first began to stream. That's funny.
I don't know how you can make this better at this moment. Don't talk over me. I don't know how you can make this better at this moment, but I'll let you know when. At this point, I just want to be alone. You know, I don't. That's not treating you like shit. And if you think it is, then
it's not. You're right. It's not. Last night, I was trying to make things right. I was trying to make things better. Initially, that was my point when I came out there. And I don't think my heart was in the right place initially, because it was more to just settle this. Like, I felt it more as, oh, this is a situation right now. I can't believe this. Because I didn't feel...
Your discomfort with your own ego was more important than me having...
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, your discomfort with your own ego. I mean, he does got an ego, but, like, it's also, you say things in a way that is just so, like, I don't know, fucking chakra girl.
Fucking breakdown.
Oh, I didn't know you were having a breakdown.
That's
Like,
baloney. That's just a bold-faced lie. There's no way. He was literally doing the calm down thing. So that's just a fucking lie.
Side comment about it, oh, if you don't feel comfortable, you can go sleep on the couch. That was a side comment. I didn't think you were actually going to go sleep on the couch.
That's a horrible thing to say. I almost forgot about that, actually.
I know it is, and I shouldn't have said that either.
Sleeping on the couch was awful.
I didn't want you to. I was trying to invite you back in, initially. But my heart was in the wrong place. I was treating it as just another situation that had escalated for no reason. In my opinion, no reason. At that time.
It'd be funny to see iDubbbz make a content. No, please, because everybody else is gonna say, everybody's gonna be like, Diesel is a Hassan fan. He's been working with them all along. He's been blah 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 blah. Let all these people fucking rot in a fucking hole 10,000 feet below the sea. Okay.
I escalated it now, but at that point I was like, oh, this escalated for no reason. I wasn't even trying to do anything wrong. It's just stupid. This is taken out of context. It's taken out of proportion.
No, it'll be funny. Hear me out. I want to move on. Yeah, I know. People on Twitter have called you a Hassan stan. I've literally watched like 5 seconds of a Hassan stream to see him react to one of my clips.
I just want to go fix it.
And then I went, that's neat. And then went on with my day.
This before it gets bad. So when I was trying to...
I will not hear you out.
ease things.
That is my life right
And
now.
I just, there was two things I really wanted to say. And I think what escalated me is, and I'm not placing any blame on you, but I think what angered me was just being interrupted and just trying to get my point across.
Diesel, it's time to put the cop hat on and become the content cop. I will use my service weapon to die. The curse will end, and I will take myself out if that is the case.
It angered me at that point, and then you just saying, I don't want to like talk, I don't want to hear you right now. I think that really upset me, because I just really just wanted to ease things, and I was like,
That's really selfish, Cameron.
I know it is.
Like,
I know it is, and I am sorry. I'm not saying
especially because you know my domestic abuse history.
I didn't say I was right. I just kind of wanted to get what I had to say across. I wouldn't say that was abusive. I would say that was.
Okay, all right. Listen, dude. It would have been really simple for you just to leave the fucking room. Okay, put the popcorn in the microwave. Fucking get out of the room. Be like, okay, I'm gonna leave you alone. Like, don't fucking talk to me. Okay, just don't fucking talk to her.
Was rude, very rude.
It was abusive.
How was it abusive?
It was very emotionally abusive.
I don't think it was.
There's some reflection to do then. I really hope you're going to seek therapy and talk to a therapist about this at some point.
Why, dude?
Because you need to.
I hope you get help is a really funny one.
Anyone again.
I don't think that's abusive. I don't know. I'm not sure if you understand what. I think you understand what emotional abuse is, and I think you know better than to call that abusive.
I was shaking and crying under that blanket. I begged you to go away. I said it 30 times. You
I
could
didn't. No, yeah, that's bullshit. I don't believe that.
Definitely hear my shaky breathing, and even if you couldn't, it doesn't matter. I was literally just begging you to leave me alone.
And I've started to recognize that towards the end. Which
Oh my god, dude! Holy shit! What's the next Cameron argument, guys? I think it's gonna be I'm a young person. I didn't know any of it.
Which is why I came back out. Which is why I came back out. Just listen to me. Which is why I came back out. I gave you the hydroxyzine just in case.
That was insulting.
Was it?
Yes.
I was trying to be caring. I was trying to be like, hey, if you are having a panic attack right now, here you go. Like, I do care about you.
To be for real, being called a Hassan fan is all people would have on you. I mean, people have said all that they want, and I've said here, and they said I'm not watching that, or I don't care, or do it again. And so I'm just at the point where it's just like, you know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You know.
After you did all that and started saying, "Well, I care about you," and medicate me for it, like that's so disturbing.
May God have mercy on your soul, KP. Still can't believe she said that.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Because whenever people abuse, then right afterwards they do the caring thing. It's trauma bonding. And I don't know if that was your intention, which is why I just need time to think about things.
Diesel, I just realized a brony who polices YouTube is the content clop.
Thank you.
Absolutely not. That wasn't mine. Okay. I've been in a panic attack before. I don't want to care. I really do care. I started to realize what I was doing towards the end, and I was like, yeah, this isn't cool. I've been emotionally abused. I know what it feels like. I had a fucking nightmare about it last night, probably because of what happened. I'm not, again,
It's true, because as I've stated, the blackmail on camera that doesn't or does exist. Schrodinger's blackmail is that he is that he is FTM, and that listen, he took all the Keffel's estrogen, okay? I'm running out of energy, I ain't gonna lie. But
trying to manipulate you in any way.
That Google Docu kind of killed me.
This morning. That's why I bothered you to get my medicine. I was gonna wait. Because I was like shaking. Because my dad used to do that kind of shit to me back before he even knew what the fuck depression was. When I would have panic attacks. he would like bang in my door.
What is that sound?
And
There's like a video playing. Oh, dude, I hate Google Gemini. I'm like, what the fuck is playing right now? Like, what is this? FPS EP. I have probably slept 4 hours in the last 48 or 48.
Keep me up for hours trying to like do shit, and then it'd turn physical.
I hate you, Cameron. I hate you.
And it was really awful.
You're a pig. No, that's not what I was looking for.
I empathize with that. That's terrible, but this is not the first time you push my boundaries. You do it a lot, and this is just the time that's been completely unacceptable to me. That's really just freaking.
He literally just could have. This is like such a stupidly easy thing to navigate in a personal relationship where he could have just left the fucking room, and then they're like re-examining it later on in the day. Just like you just was so fucking simple, Cameron.
Taking me out and making me like not okay.
In what way
So I need. I'll come up with a list for you. At this point, it's 11 o'clock, which means I need to leave. I have a very important test, as you know. So.
You're gonna do good. I do care about you a lot.
Please don't mess up my hair, please.
I won't. I do really genuinely care about you. I wouldn't have you here if I didn't.
I genuinely care about you.
Okay, and I need you to do some self-reflection.
Of course.
I want you to maybe talk to a therapist about this.
I talk to a therapist once a week.
Okay, I want you to talk to your therapist about your ability to recognize and respect boundaries.
Oh my god. I'm not a Crexa fan. But this guy's a little lying piece of shit.
I do have trouble with that.
I know. And I need you to work on it. I will be patient with you, but you have brought a person here who has experienced really repeated domestic violence, and
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. You know, I've dated people that have their history, right? But like it never came up in arguments. It just didn't. I don't.
it's
Is this still about Crexa? Yeah.
probably my most sensitive area. I know you know that, so
I understand, and I
It's
felt
like
I was.
ultimately, it's like I don't know. Crexa seems like she needs to deal with a lot of her like conflict and get like that mental health. And then Cameron is just so fucking disingenuous about how he reinterprets or experiences like events.
Very disrespectful towards you. I don't think I was abusive. It might be the disrespect leads to abuse. Absolutely, it is one of the early signs of potential abuse in the future. That is absolutely correct.
trying to convince me it wasn't abusive is not helping. I wouldn't recommend that.
I
right
just
now.
don't want that label on me based on what I've been through. Being through real abuse, I just don't
Oh boy, this is a
like that label on me.
I think
the arm thing she seemed chill with, and then he grabs her like this, and that's weird. Which it is weird because when you do that, I can even feel it like along my vocal cords on the side. It like constricts your breath.
I understand it's hurting your ego, but
It's not hurting my ego. It's hurting my heart.
So it's hurting his heart, guys. His little black raspberry at the center of his 90-pound chest. Okay.
my heart is hurt.
I understand.
And I'm just being honest with you.
I've been through shit tons of relationships, friendships, never been called abusive. Just that hits in a weird spot.
I'm really honest.
So am I. And I know I'm not an abusive person.
I'm not calling you an abusive person because I don't know. I just need to think about this all. But that was really bad.
I agree. I think I made a big mistake, and I think the biggest, I'm recognizing that. I recognized it in the middle of the night when I kept waking up and like fucking have coughing fits, and I felt awful about it. And
he can't let anybody think he's a bad person.
Thinking like I needed to talk to you. That's why I'm talking to you right now. I made a big mistake, and it won't happen again.
Okay. I'll hold you to that.
How are we gonna have their URR if people don't put it on the internet? No, the URR is over. It's now EHD. Okay, Ethan Hassan Destiny until the end of time. It's gonna be crazy when Trump sends Hassan to the El Salvador prison camps, man. He's finally gonna understand what it's like to be truly working class. Gentle Abuser 101. I have never heard that term in my life before, I must say. Cameron talking about Crexa after locking her out. So remember in her Google Doci. By the way, this is only a minute. Put on the fruits, please. Well, since you asked so nicely. My ADHD can't handle this.
You're demented? That's what I said. Leave me alone.
You're demented. Owned.
Because you locked me out, and I don't want to hear any of your lies because I know you saw me. You walked by my car, you pointed your headlights at me.
So, I gotta be honest, I listened to this one, so that first clip is a lot more... that 23-minute clip that I just played is a lot more reasonable, but in this one, I don't know why, but Crexa sounds like a little like high or drunk or something. I mean, I do pay all the fruits.
Demented? That's what I said. Leave me alone. Because you locked me out, and I don't want to hear any of your lies because I know you saw me. You walked by my car, you pointed your headlights at me. Now leave me alone so I can sleep at least 1 fucking hour before my eye exam.
So, like, maybe she didn't sleep, and that's why she sounds like that. You know? So I don't want to say that she was, like, on anything. It just, she sounds really slurry.
You think I saw you? I didn't see you the second time.
Shut the fuck up and leave me alone.
Yeah, not everything revolves around you.
Leave me alone now.
You just walked into my room. You just walked into my room.
I just slept out there in front of the door
Yeah,
all
sleep
night.
deprived.
Leave me alone right now.
I didn't lock you out.
Yeah, you did.
The door was unlocked.
No, it wasn't.
When I went to bed, it was
I banged on the door all fucking night. Leave me alone right now. Now.
How big is this house? Didn't realize it was spooky movie night.
You call me abusive, whatever.
So that was that Cameron recording this? It can't be.
Why don't you just go?
Leave me alone.
Why don't you just go?
You're demented? That's what I said. Leave me alone. Because you locked me out, and I don't want to hear any of your lies because I know you saw me. You walked by my car, you pointed your headlights at me. Now leave me alone.
It doesn't sound like it's coming. Like, it sounds like Crexa's in the distance, and Cam is like the one record. I can't tell.
So I can sleep at least 1 fucking hour before my eye exam.
Dude, imagine being the fucking roommate. Jesus Christ.
You think I saw you? I didn't see you the second time.
If I was a roommate, I'd be asking both these people to get the fuck out.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, not everything revolves around you.
Leave me alone now.
You just walked into my room. You just walked into my room.
I just slept out there in front of the door all night. Leave me alone right now.
I didn't lock you out.
Imagine being the roommate. Hold on, guys. Let me make some popcorn. Yeah, it's like almost like he wants to constantly like address and argue it because he doesn't want to be seen as like the bad guy in like an argument, right? He's trying to be like good guy Andy, good guy Andy. Can I play this? It is not playing audio. I'll go to this. I think this is the Snapchat screenshots. He definitely is like a he is a negger. He likes to neg. Okay. Let me just be clear. Negg. Okay. I know. Negger. Not the other word. Not the other word. You could have said nagger. No, he likes to neg. Okay. Why did you say nagger? I'm gonna post some clips in Discord. Do not play them live. Do so much shit and always find a way to feel stabbed. Can't even apologize because it's not good enough. Treat me like a shit instead. He's listed as insecure douchebag. It hurts when you meant no harm, never made a mistake before, and didn't see it as nothing when you try to give them everything you can. Dude, I would love to see what Cameron was saying about me at the Benihana. I don't know if he was at a Benihana. That's a joke. I'll never be good enough. He says as he looks at the content cop uniform. I didn't say the word, chat. You know what I said. Why does it let me play it and then it doesn't play any audio? Be careful, Diesel. Finally, alt-right Diesel is back. Sure. Why not? I not if there's anything you need to send, I think you're in the Discord, just put it there. Or like if you need, just contact the mod. Pull out the 2 mad card. I could. I'm gonna download a call or one of these like recordings. I have them, but oh wait, I just downloaded these. What am I talking about? I'm extracting it now. Okie doke. So I should be able to do this here. No, fucking .wav files, dude. Holy shit. Hold on. I think I can play it via the desktop. They're arguing about a trash bag right now. I know you can't hear it. I'm trying to get it up on. It is very low.
You're not gonna make me feel guilty. You just won't.
I don't want to make you feel guilty.
If you want to go get validation, just go like do it with someone else, but not me.
I don't need validation.
Dead air.
I wanna
Yeah,
do
haha.
bullshit. I just don't care.
I just asked you if you're gonna leave this like this and you're gonna make it a whole thing.
Here, I'll put it up.
Sure. I'll leave it like that.
It's ridiculous.
Okay.
It's not
Cool.
Just saying, next person you move in with, you should probably have more respect for the property.
It might be a little hard to hear, but Cameron's like, "Oh, you should have a little bit more respect for the property." They're like arguing about her and the trash.
People who are respectful to me. It doesn't always go like this.
Same exact for me. So.
At this rate, he showed some. I do believe there was like a email of him saying that they were gonna take it to court, and I don't think it ever got there. It might have gotten to arbitration, and Cameron said that he got money from it. I don't even know if that's true or if I believe any of it. The only thing that I can really attest to with the Crexa stuff is that, yeah, he would lie and neg and do all that shit to everyone over the course of this, right? Took him as like a young, impressionable idiot. But the reality is that he's not that person. And that that lying behavior was a lot more deliberate. As for like the Michael Myers-y stuff or listening to the screaming of women, I don't agree with that at all. It just is so outrageous. But either way, you know, the thing that ruined Crexa the most is her taking the money and running. Because for her, it just ended up being not about anything other than her making a bag and fucking off with it. And that was the problem. And I think that, for me, kind of settled it on her being such an uncharitable narrator. And I do think she does kind of expand on some things in a way that is a little outrageous. But basically everything she said about him being like a manipulative weasel is on the money. And it's like, there are very easy things where he could have just walked away. Like, it would have been easy. He just didn't. But yeah. Hold on. Just in case people don't have it, let me pull it up. If you don't have it, this was posted publicly on Reddit. So I'm not like, let me just make sure that this is a shareable link. Fuck you, Cameron. Fuck you. But I know it's been sent around, but just in case people don't have it, that's Crexa's drive. If you want to take a crack at it yourself. Yeah, I do think he's a fucking weasel liar freak. And his participation with Nani and fucking Scarlet is insanely stupid. And I hope he rots. I hope he rots. Yeah, it's pathetic. It's fucking pathetic, but there's that. I just wanted to re-look at it. I do think that I might have... Crexa's nuts. I haven't changed on that, but I think she was on the money with the liar stuff, and so my position on that has changed. And yeah, I know I tweeted about that, but I'm just restating it again, and I said it at the beginning. Fucking hate this guy. God. I know Cameron's watching too. He's been watching every fucking stream. He can't fucking help it. But yeah. Them's the breaks. Them's the breaks. If you still are like, I don't know, man. I got the 3-hour video. I got the 44-minute video. I'm annoyed that he was such a fucking liar. And things went out how they were. And it's where it is now, right? But yeah, I guess that's it. I feel like I should have like something to leave it off on, but I really don't. I will get a new starting soon screen featuring the sinister stupid. Jesus Christ. Diesel, you gotta channel that vengeful X energy Nick has for people like Buddha. You know, probably. I think I'm just tired right now. But I'll probably have it again soon. I'll probably like hang around in a VC with some people and then start bitching about it. And then I'll get there again. But you know, that'll come when it comes. Anyway, yeah, he did want people to talk about him. All right, guys, you have a wonderful night. I'm going to bed.